prospect of retirement can be exciting and scary at the same time. At Nest Egg Wealth Advisors, we have found many people either approaching or currently in retirement fail to truly maximize some of the benefits offered to them, primarily Social Security. What is it? How does it work? It's simply not a benefit that you start receiving at age 62. Because these decisions are so important, my firm has assembled an informational packet on Social Security. If you would like a complimentary copy of Social Security Maximization, please give our office a call today at 972-412-6064 or visit us on the web at nesteggadvice.com.
There is nothing that beats good home-cooked barbecue. Since 1941, Dickey's Barbecue has done all the cooking and you take all the credit. Come see us today at our Rowlett location, 5701 President George Bush Turnpike, Suite 110 in the Target Shopping Center. Whether you want to eat in or take it home, we will fix you up. For lip-smacking, rib-tickling, knee-slapping, foot-stomping, great-tasting barbecue, come see us at Dickey's Barbecue today.
All right, I hope I sound better. If not, I'm just going to switch total headsets and move in. DC, ad's good. How about now? Is this better? Because sometimes it's all about just making the connection as far as the show is concerned. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, DC. And Podfather, now we're... wait. Are we going to get him? I don't know. I already played you music. You missed it. How you doing, Podfather? Good to see you.
My God, what the hell was that?
I don't know. I got to learn to come out and come back in. It's the remote headset is what it is. And
okay, yeah,
I have no wires, so I can dance around and without having wires in my way.
I was trying to get in and said, I thought the chipmunks broke out. I'm sitting there going, I can't.
Okay, Podfather. You're actually. I don't know how to say it. It sounds like you're in an electronic warp. It's just, I think we're just having a hard time with the connections, as far as that's concerned. So, and you froze. Although that last froze, when you were froze, you actually looked like you were happy or something. So, are you there? Yeah, I don't know how this is working. Okay, yeah. So here he goes. So, big time. All right. So hopefully he's probably not going to come back in. It's a connection. A lot of times, guys, just to let you know, when we have guests and things, if they're not actually on the computer and they're coming to us via the internet connection on their phone, sometimes it doesn't work out very well, especially on the traveling. So all right. So Nick Chubb hurt. Micah Fitzpatrick. Lots of controversy about the hit. Some thinks it was dirty. Some don't. I don't know. It's really hard for me to judge that kind of thing. And now I'm breaking up. I might just turn this thing off today. I don't know. I've been having internet problems all morning and half the night. So, all right, we'll try to bring in the Podfather one more time. If I get over here and see you froze up there already before I even get there to bring you in, Podfather. So we'll try this again. We'll see if we can get it. And I should not be broken up. So I don't, but are you there, Podfather?
I'm here. It could be my phone too. I am driving. I'm in the backwoods of Oklahoma, so that could be it as well.
That could be it too. And I just lost Cuervo. He was joining us. Reboot. All right. Here's what we'll do. All right. I'll go ahead and reboot. I've been having computer problems all day today. I don't know. So I'm going to reboot the computer. We'll go to our commercials. And when I'm up and ready and back in, we'll try to make this connection again. So you can pop off for a little bit, Podfather. We're going to take a quick break. We'll hear from all of our sponsors. We'll try to do a reboot and try to get us up and run into where everything is working. We're going to take that quick break here on the Couch Potato Sports Show.
At Wesson General Contracting Incorporated, we're your one-stop shop for all your general contracting needs. We are locally owned and with over 20 years of experience, so roofing, gutters, sidings, fence staining, painting, foundation problems, or roof damage are no problems at all. Give us a call at 214-200-5588. That's 214-200-5588. Wesson General Contractors. The prospect of retirement can be exciting and scary at the same time. At Nest Egg Wealth Advisors, we have found many people either approaching or currently in retirement fail to truly maximize some of the benefits offered to them, primarily Social Security. What is it? How does it work? It's simply not a benefit that you start receiving at age 62. Because these decisions are so important, my firm has assembled an informational packet on Social Security. If you would like a complimentary copy of Social Security Maximization, please give our office a call today at 972-412-6064 or visit us on the web at nesteggadvice.com. At the Jerry Bullet Training Center, we are a motivated team of coaches with the mindset of helping you achieve and reach your highest goals. Having developed and trained over 100 Division I athletes as well as Division II athletes, even professional athletes, the Bullet team definitely has the knowledge and mindset to take you to the next level. Check out our new 22,000 square foot facility and 3,000 square foot weight room, along with 4,500 square feet of outdoor turf and covered training area, along with football and soccer fields. Contact Melvin Bullitt at 214-326-7853 or visit their facility just outside of Waterview at 8900 Princeton Road in Rowlett.
Being taken for a ride? Check out Casso Insurance, serving Texans since 1981. Bundle your home, auto, or business insurance and save a ton. Casso Insurance on the corner of Main Street and Rowlett Road, where we make insurance fun. Or check us out on the web at CassoInsurance.com, where we always have the coffee pot on. Yeah, but is it fresh?
There is nothing that beats good home-cooked barbecue. Since 1941, Dickey's Barbecue has done all the cooking and you take all the credit. Come see us today at our Rowlett location, 5701 President George Bush Turnpike, Suite 110 in the Target Shopping Center. Whether you want to eat in or take it home, we will fix you up. For lip-smacking, rib-tickling, knee-slapping, foot-stomping, great-tasting barbecue, come see us at Dickey's Barbecue today.
Here at Fit Body Boot Camp, located in Saxe, the solution is here. Fast, long-lasting weight loss results and the healthy lifestyle you need to keep them. The key to your fat loss success is our signature afterburn workouts, as well as support and motivation from our world-class coaches, and an easy-to-follow nutrition program to help you keep the fat off. Visit your local Fit Body Boot Camp in Saxe today to see the difference for yourself, or give us a call at 214-463-3005. That's 214-463-3005. Fit Body Boot Camp, Saxe. Saxe Ice House is a non-smoking craft beer and beer pub located in the heart of Saxe. The Ice House was opened to provide a friendly, clean, and female-friendly environment. Saxe was lacking a place for service industry, date nights, and girls' nights, as well as happy hours. Excellent service and top-notch food are our priority. On Tuesday, we offer 79-cent wings, as well as half-price burgers on Mondays. So check us out at the Ice House, located at 6501 Highway 78 in Saxe, or give us a call at 469-304-1550, or check us out on the web at SaxeIcehouse.com. Go Mustangs!
still sound like a chipmunk. Hi, everybody. This is the Podfather. You can hear me on Osh's TV every Thursday night. Plus, we have a Dallas Cowboy show that we do as well called the Dallas Cowboy Tailgate Talk.
All right. How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, you sound great now.
Happens. I don't know. It's probably something to do with the headsets. But good to see you, Podfather. How are you doing this morning?
I'm all right. I didn't get much sleep because I was excited to come on here and talk a little Dallas Cowboy victory from last week, but also wanted to, touch base with you guys. By the way, thank you so much for the intro for the Dallas Cowboy Tailgate Talk Show. I do appreciate it.
I'm sorry it was a little late. I just didn't get a lot of time that I wanted to get in order to do it, but at least you got it now. And and if you want to change the logo, let me know. That's an easy thing. So that's good.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind just take out the tailgate talk part and just have this Dallas Cowboy thing on there, and that's it.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't mind because the little added graphic to it was wasn't really needed because people know we're talking Cowboys. So we're gonna go on there and just this game and the game threw out a couple hypotheticals and that was about it.
All right, cool. Yeah, that's easy enough. No problem. So that being said, go ahead.
Now, speaking of which, did you hear the 8 Cowboys who were put on the nomination for the Hall?
Okay.
Could be me.
Boy, it's technical difficulty Sunday morning. I don't know. I maybe the football gods are saying don't do a show today. I don't know. It is something.
Listen, even God was ready for your nonsense. Listen. Clearly, God checks everybody's Facebook messengers, and He sees that you got a problem with someone getting paid $97 million and they blow out their ACL.
No, wait a second. No, hold on. We got to back this up.
That's what you do.
No, you were wrong. I'm not glad this guy got hurt. Let's just take this back. I'm just saying it's funny to me, and folks that don't know, we're talking about Diggs. After all the money that they spent on this guy, it's week 3, and he's not going to be in the lineup for the rest of the season. And they paid this guy a lot of money to get hurt, and just as I predicted, by the way.
They didn't pay him to get hurt. They paid him to play. He got hurt. That's the NFL. Look at Aaron Rodgers.
I understand. That's what I'm saying. See, and the NFL and these teams are not. They are just not going to learn. I'm literally they're flushing money down the toilet when you can't have them out on the football field. Okay. So how much you pay them is a big part of it. Now, granted, I'm not saying, first of all, if Aaron Rodgers plays for the whole year, I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve his $52 million that he's going to get. I'm just saying, man, after 4 plays, you lose Aaron Rodgers. Diggs, he plays 2 games and he gets hurt in practice, ACL. He's done for the season. We're talking not just a few. We're talking millions of dollars that they are losing. Think about this, and I don't know how much Diggs gets paid.
Okay.
But
first of all. They're not losing $97 million. They're losing a good chunk of it, like about maybe a fourth of it. But they have the NFL has provisions as well, like in case of an injury, they kind of get some of that back. Now, not all of it, clearly, but the thing is,
I'm not sure what you're talking about, unless that they decide to cut them, and then there's an insurance policy up on top of it. I don't know. All I know is that it's $52 million, or in Diggs' case, it's $25 million. Okay, so $25 million. Now think about this. Now I'm just going to throw this out here. $25 million is a lot of money. That's at least, just say you grab up a players $5 million a year. That's 5 players you got sunk into this guy. First of all, I'm not saying. Well, okay. I think Diggs is overrated. Okay, because the guy gives up a lot of yards. So I look at the numbers. You watch the damn game and you see what's happening. I'm not saying that he's bad for this or this. I'm just saying the money that is being spent upon some of these players, and that includes Diggs, that includes Aaron Rodgers, these guys that are getting paid big time bucks, not in the lineup. And Cuervo even said it. It's not about ability. It's about availability. And when you're not available and they're throwing all the money away, it's just a waste. And that's all I'm saying.
But once again, he got hurt in practice, right?
Yes.
Now, honestly, I tore my meniscus walking around a casino.
Yep, I know.
Okay.
I know.
You were there when I came. When I showed up at the store with a knee brace, you're going, "What happened to you? Lose a leg?" I'm like,
"Yeah, exactly."
So I mean, look, poor Nick Chubb got carted off the field for the nasty leg break. I'm always reminded of the Joe Theismann break when he
absolutely. But at the time Joe Theismann got hurt, they weren't throwing that kind of money out for players.
No. Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, but they are. You know what? That's not on you. That's the owner.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to back you up again. You got to forget what this show is about. Breaking down things, and even though it's not my money, we're still talking about it. Even though it's not me getting hurt, we're still talking about it. Even though I have money and hurt, I got an opinion on it. That's what this show is. I mean,
I know you do, but here's the thing: if it was Tom Brady, right, and they're paying him $145 million a contract, and he got knocked out let's say the same way.
Yes.
You know, I can sit there and hear you almost say, you know what, though, it's still money well spent because of what he does for your team on the field with the championships and this and that and everything else. Look, Diggs is still a new player, okay? I'm not saying he's worth $97 million, but he's worth what the owner decided to pay him, okay?
Think about this,
guess
though.
What? Guess what? Michael Parsons will be worth a lot more, and we see why he's going to be worth a lot more because of what he does on a defense. So, you know, this is pretend money for you and me. This is all it is. Pretend
yeah,
you
but
have
you
this
understand something. Okay, and you used the wrong example in reality because you don't necessarily know what Tom Brady did and how he got paid. Tom Brady, this guy was taking pay cuts after pay cuts after pay cuts after pay cuts after pay cuts. Okay, so as far as if Tom Brady went down when he got hurt, yes, of course it's still one because what he did for this team. And I'm not saying these guys shouldn't get all the money they should. I'm just saying that, yes, there is a difference between Tom Brady going down and Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers was going to get us $52 million, okay? But he wasn't saying, you still need to go. He said, you still need to go get this more so than Tom Brady taking, those, I don't know if you want to call them hometown discounts because he wasn't necessarily from New England, but that's where he played. It's just those kind of things that I look at. And listen, I never thought, first of all, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is worth $50 million. I don't think any quarterback in the NFL is worth $40 million. And as it is, that is too much money. So, it's just all about the timing, and it is bad. And what I would be as a GM looking at who I would pay. But actually, I get what everybody's talking about. I get that you got to spend money. I get that the injuries are part of it. But I'm still going to scrutinize it. That's just what we do. We've been doing it for 14 years on this show.
Speaking of something else you've also scrutinized. Weeks ago, Andy Dalton put out a big thing saying, I'm as good as the 32 starters in the league.
Uh-huh.
And you jumped my ass about how I said, look, he's got to promote himself. He's like Deion Sanders of Colorado. He's got to talk about the hype, because he wants people to buy into him.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who's starting in Carolina this week?
Oh, I know. Listen, yeah. I know who's starting in Carolina. Okay, and that's the reason why I'm not picking them to win either. So that's a big.
I'm not either. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Look, I know you got a problem. I know you got a problem with athletes who make these huge general whatever. When it's a these big proclamations that they can do this, and you're looking going, I've seen it. You can't do that. You suck, and you just hang it up and just just kill yourself or whatever the deal is. And whereas I'm like,
hold on, I never said they should kill themselves.
Well, I mean, in a way, you're kind of saying it, but I mean,
I've never said that.
In a way, it's like you suck. You should kill yourself. You should know the facts. I know what I'm watching on the field. You should see what I'm seeing just quick. So well, I mean,
exactly. Like you said, I'm a narcissist. I think I see what's best, God. And that's the reason why I'm down at the bottom on the list. Which, by the way, I'm not. By the way, I'm in third place because in first place if you look at the standings, you got to give Bryce one more because he had the Detroit Lions. So he's in first place. There's a few people in second. I'm sitting right there in third. You're not very far behind me. So as far as the picks are concerned. Yeah, but that being said, of course, that's the name of the show. Guess who happens to be here?
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody!
And yes, I forgot to change the music. I during the season, let me bring him in here. I forgot to change the music portion of it to You Can't See Me. He's, by the way, Mario / Cuervo is You Can't See Me, dude. How you doing, Cuervo? Good to see you, my friend.
What's up, Sonny?
Hi, I'm doing great. If I don't sound like a chipmunk in the morning and trying to having problems getting in on the show.
Listen, I think the Chipmunks, Alvin, Simon, Theodore, and Sonny. I think we could have made that work.
You gotta love these remote headphones, but oh man, though. Oh man, Cuervo, I'm so glad you're here, and I want to tell you the reason why. And this is before we get to the games, and I want to talk about your and I want to talk. And by the way, and I'm not gonna be the old traditional Sonny. Oh, here comes Sonny, here he comes. But I want to get your take on the coaches and what's going on in Chicago. This was a big story this week as the FBI raided one of the coaches. Now I don't even know the story because
that's not true.
Because I'm just at that point I'm laughing at, oh my God, what is going on in Chicago? This is like the worst story that you could get as far as the Chicago Bears and where they are as far as their progression. Cuervo, it's bad enough they're 0-2 and they're going to get squashed today. But then you have the other things that are going on, the off the field problems come. And normally we talk about off the field problems with players, but now we got this coaching. Do you know the whole story? Because I only heard bits and pieces of it. Give me an idea of what is going on in Chicago regarding the coaches. And I'm not meaning to bash your Bears. I'm pretty good at it. I know how, but I'm actually serious about the story. What's going on there?
Well, some things we don't know what to believe, Sonny. And this whole FBI thing, there are rumors going around about Alan Williams, defensive coordinator, inappropriate things that he was doing, inappropriate things that maybe married men should not be doing. So yeah, okay. We'll just leave it at that because I don't want to say that it's true because nobody has confirmed or denied if it's true. GM Ryan Poles did come out and say that it wasn't true that Hallis Hall was raided by the FBI and that his office was, raided and his house was raided.
Is that all true, or is this some kind of internet joke that just took on a life of its own?
They say it's not true, Sonny, but
okay,
who knows? Who knows? I mean, for the organization to, for him to just all of a sudden resign, and on top of that, remove him from any type of they basically wiped him out of any type of social media or the Chicago Bears official webpage.
Okay.
Like, if you go on there, you don't see anything about him. They don't talk about him. His picture's not there. Kind of like how a lot of teams they have on their website, hey, head coach, for the Patriots, Bill Belichick or whatever, or for Dallas, they got the whole coaching staff on there. Well, Alan Williams is nowhere to be seen on the Bears webpage. So
wow, that can't be good.
for him to be gone last week for personal reasons, and then all of a sudden he resigns. Look, they're using the health issue as a reason. I don't know for sure. I don't know. He says he's going to come back to coach, which tells me that maybe it is just a health thing, because if it is anything more than that, if it is any illegal actions that he was doing or illegal things he was doing, then he probably won't see another day in the NFL as any type of coach.
I imagine, and that's the interesting thing about the whole thing. That I'm not necessarily going to sit here and bash that whole situation, because I have not got through. But if the FBI raid was true, God, this is so weird, Cuervo. How can that story not be confirmed somehow? Because to me, it don't make any sense. All right, if they're saying that, well, that didn't happen. And I mean, I don't understand why the FBI wouldn't even be saying or commenting on it. Yes, I mean, they do it all the time, right, Cuervo? FBI gets behind the podium. Yeah, we did this and we did that. And I don't know if they did or did not do that. And if they did not do that after it caught wind and everybody got the story up and going and big, why they wouldn't have come out and made the statement that, yes, they went ahead and did this and, and all this, and kind of give you an idea of what's going on that situation. To me, it's weird. So this whole story was weird. And I just wanted to, I mean, heck, even I caught maybe 3 minutes of Pat McAfee talking about this as far, this week. And it was like only 3 minutes because I was in and out. I had to roll. And the funny thing is on the whole story, that someone is not verifying the whole, not necessarily the whole truth and nothing but the truth, but gosh, give me 50%. We're not even getting that in this story. And just really quick, let people know who that guy is and what he is to the Chicago. What kind of coach was he? I forget.
Yeah, so Alan Williams, he was the defensive coordinator.
Got it. Okay.
Right now,
that's what I thought he was. And interestingly enough, you start, and I don't know if you remember a couple of years back, the FBI was necessarily at the Bears for a right reason, but they got, what was his name? Hurd, with all the marijuana and everything.
Yeah, Sam Hurd.
Sam Hurd. All of a sudden, I had flashbacks to Sam Hurd and the Chicago Bears and what was going on, what that story could be about, or what it was about. So lots of speculation. So normally, I would love to get on and have a fun with the Chicago Bears and start, but I don't know enough about the story, and it seems like no one has enough about this story, Cuervo. So will we ever know, or will we know by next week? What do you think? I mean, how's that going to work? Do you think?
That's tough, because I don't know if you guys have read or seen the possible situation, but it's a pretty serious thing.
Yes.
I'll just say that it's something that no grown man should be getting involved in or being a part of, or
yes,
even want to have any type of interest in. I'll just put it that way. So I'm not going to say what it is, because we don't know how true it is, or if it's not true.
It's bad enough. In other words, what you're saying, it's bad enough. We don't necessarily need to go into the whole thing regarding what's going on. I completely get it until there's more to talk about. And even if there is more to talk about what you think it is, we're probably not going to waste too much time talking about that part.
Look, you want to put it in perspective, Sonny. You can get a lot of jail time. I'm just leave it at that. You can get a lot of jail time for what the rumors are that is going on with him.
Hey, Sonny, you know what you need for this show?
What?
You need a Law and Order sounder.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Because it would be going off quite a bit, unfortunately. So yes, got it. But yeah, bad thing all around in reality when we see what's going on for the Chicago Bears and things of that sort.
No, I'll tell you something I can confirm.
Okay.
And I'll even laugh about it, because it just kind of put the cherry on top. Did you guys hear about the equipment that was stolen from the stadium?
No, I didn't hear the what?
Man.
I'm missing something.
$100,000 worth of tractor equipment stolen from Soldier Field. Now, how the hell they got in there and just drove out with that stuff, or however they got it out, is beyond me.
$100,000? Are you kidding me?
Worth of equipment, tractor equipment.
Equipment. Weird. I remember them just briefly talking about it, but they didn't give the amount. They were talking about the tractors and stuff. I didn't realize. I mean, that's $1/10,000,000. How do you get that out? I mean, don't they have ring cameras in there or something? I don't know. I mean,
Sonny, it's the Chicago Bears. Who the hell knows?
There you go.
Honestly, they're probably doing the tractor equipment a lot of good work, saying, "Look, this team sucks. Let's get the hell out of here."
Yeah.
I say that in a joking way because I picked Justin Fields in the beginning of the season, but it's a hard miss on my part.
I got something for you later, Trey. I think you might like it. All right.
All right. There we go.
And it has to do with Justin Fields.
All right. So, and oh my gosh. I know. I put that video. I don't know if you had an opportunity to check out that video. It was from Wake Up with Mike Greenberg. And I think it's funny because someone said that I'm the Mike Greenberg here. I think it was I laughed so hard.
Yeah, you know what? Don't listen to that clown. You know, he ripped Fields and he ripped Oregon. Just a month ago, he was talking about Fields for MVP. So he's
so I get it. So he is Sonny. Okay, maybe I am Mike Greenberg. I don't know. I picked the damn team to win the division because I was hoping, and this one, as a little bit of a closet Bear fan, I am. This is a very disappointing season so far, and they're gonna get demolished today, Corey. I mean, they are just gonna get their asses spanked all over the football field today. Timeout.
Not so fast, but go ahead.
Okay, so no. We'll talk about that game when we go through and start talking about. Yeah, exactly. But
let's pump the brakes on getting demolished. Okay.
Got it. Okay. All right. That being said, of course, that's the name of the show. Catch us 9 to noon here every Sunday, all the way up to the Super Bowl. And by that time, 15 years. I want to get to the talk of the week in reality or whatever outside the Bears that situation.
Well, that kind of is the talk of the week.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, I'm going to go to the Browns now. I'm going to go to the Browns where Obi can't. Obi loses his running back, Nick Chubb. Wow, what a horrible. And now everybody's out talking about defending the situation, Micah Fitzpatrick and everything else, and I don't know. I don't know what to believe, but then again, it doesn't matter because he's not there now. But that is a big loss for the Browns are not a good football team in the first place. But then you add up on the fact that you don't have that guy. However, that got Kareem Hunt back in the football field for them. So I mean, it's a loss, but maybe only 85% because Kareem Hunt is maybe 85% of what that's going on. So. And by the way, do we know who Joshua Whitman is? And Cuervo shaking his head.
Yeah, we deployed together. We served together. So,
good to see you, Josh. Thanks for joining us.
Whitman. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, he's diehard Broncos fan, just like this one.
Yeah, it's a tough week, but talking about it, but. That just right back on what we were talking about, and then we'll get to that because that's a big story, and then we're going to get into the games. The Nick Chubb loss, huge for this team. It's bad enough they're not a good football team in the first place. They do get Kareem Hunt. He's a great 1A, I guess, if you want to use the horse terms and everything else, but he's not Nick Chubb, but he's the next best thing in reality, what's available out there in reality outside of Jonathan Taylor.
For Cleveland, yes.
Yes.
And if you go back and you watch when Kareem Hunt was in Cleveland, he fit very well for that system. He did a good job. Whenever Chubb needed a breather and needed a sub in Kareem Hunt, I'd have to go back and look at it, Sonny, but if I had to guess, I think Kareem Hunt in that run offense that they have over there in Cleveland, he had to average at least 4 yards per carry, which is really,
it might have even been higher because he wasn't in as many places Chubb's was, but when he is, they were impact. He seemed to have a huge impact on the offense.
The only concern I have for Nick Chubb going back to Cleveland, and I think you might have mentioned it just now, is how his conditioning. Is he in shape? Is he ready to play? He's not going to start today. Jerome Ford's going to get the start for Cleveland, but you know, how much are we going to see Kareem Hunt? And I think that's going to let us know, okay, this guy's been just being a couch potato since he, you know, as a free agent, or he's been putting in the work to stay in shape, waiting to get a call from somebody. And
that's true.
We're going to find out today.
Interestingly enough, I call Kareem Hunt the Tyreek Hill of running backs. I mean, because he is that kind of electric. I mean, really, and he doesn't get the ball a lot. And when he does, he makes plays. And same thing with Tyreek Hill. I'm not a fan of Tyreek Hill, but the guy can make plays. When the guy gets in the hand, the guy makes plays, and he brings an impact to the team that he plays for. So, yeah, it's one of those things. So, interestingly enough, what was the other thing I wanted to talk about before I went into the game? Maybe it'll come up. Maybe I will generate.
Well, here's a question, Sonny. We're talking about Cleveland. Where is Obi? And where
Obi's going to be later in the show. He says he's going to be in later in the show. But
he's still hung over after that Ohio State game last night.
Well, at least it wasn't Bowling Green. That's what I told him in the message. At least it wasn't Bowling Green. At least it was a quality play. Even Michigan. Now Rutgers was good a couple of years back. I don't know where they are, but at least it was a football team.
Did you hear Ryan Day after the game last night?
Say again?
Oh my God. Ryan Day, the head coach of Ohio State.
Okay.
Oh my God. Can we please stop with this? Ohio versus the world. Nobody likes us. Oh my God. Everybody wants to play that same card of it's us against the world. Just like, Colorado tried to play that card.
Oh, I got to take it off the loop. I'm sorry. That would have been on for a while. I had it on loop. Sorry. Anyway.
No, just stop it. Just where's your gorilla picture that says "Stop it" with the gorilla?
I should put it up there. The big gorilla. Sonny says stop. You got to understand. I got my high school football stuff set up, and I got a lot of stuff.
You got a lot of high school stuff there, but
I got a lot. I only get 100 spots for stuff. So we went ahead and put that up. So that's what we wanted to talk about. Russell Wilson. Now, there are rumors, and I heard the rumors, and I know Trey hates the fact that Sonny hears a rumor and will run with it. But and listen, and ask Cuervo. I got some mad love for Russell Wilson. I really do. I love me some Russell Wilson. However, there's talks that they may go ahead and bench him. Or thinking about benching him. I don't know how they can think that because who's behind him? Drew Lock?
No, he got traded for Drew Lock.
Oh, that's right. Who
they got him?
I don't even know who the backup is over there.
It's oh God, it was not DiNucci.
I'll get it. It won't take but a second. Okay, it's Jarrett Stidham. Jarrett Stidham.
Thank you. Yeah, Jarrett Stidham.
Yes. So, I don't know. I've always liked Stidham. Oh, by the way, outside of that, Cuervo, because I got to tell you, the Cincinnati Bengals go ahead and get our guy,
Go ahead, Sonny.
AJ McCarron back on the Broncos. Bengals. I just wanted to say it before I forgot it.
Nice.
Yeah. So I don't know if you know about that. They put him in the practice squad until he can get the playbook and then get up there and back it up. That's because Joe Burrow's messed up. We'll talk about that. Go ahead.
You know what? They need to put Burrow on the bench right now and let him get rested because that calf is not getting any better.
Good.
And it's hampering the team.
Got it. So like him. And, all right, so and those were just the two things. But I mean, and going back to what Josh says, Russell Wilson. I mean, listen. I mean, we've been saying it for now a year, and now we're in the third week of the NFL. How we think all of a sudden this guy's just don't know how to play the quarterback position. And listen, Russell Wilson should be, I mean, and plus the fact, and we'll go back to the money. This guy's making over 40, I think it's 45 million. He's getting paid 45 million to be that bad. Oh my God. So, what are your thoughts on Russell Wilson there, Cuervo? And then I'll take it up to the Podfather. And I'm listening. I'm going to get me some more coffee.
Well, as far as today, to answer Josh's question about Russell Wilson showing up today against the Dolphins, yeah, I think he'll show up today against the Dolphins. Last week, as tough as it was to see them just let that lead slip away and let that game get away from them, I think Russ showed that he can still get it done against good defenses. Because say what you want, I think Washington has a good defense. They're not great. They're not, they're not Dallas Cowboy level top tier.
Yes.
But they are a good, solid defense. They're very good up front. They get a lot of pressure on the quarterback. And I think Russ did a good job improvising and moving in the pocket and finding his receivers and putting points on the board, because that was Denver's biggest problem last year. Is they couldn't put any damn points on the board. So, but last week I think you saw that Russ still got it. He could still get the ball down the field. I mean, my heart was racing on that last second play, and so that just even that play alone, say what you want. I mean, the Hail Mary he got it to, close to the end zone, and receiver went up and made a play. So I think Russ still has it, where he can show up against, and I think Miami's got a good defense too. I really do. So to answer the question, yeah, I definitely think Russ is going to show up today against Miami. I expect a decently high, even without Jalen Waddle today for Miami.
I heard about that. That's a big loss. Now they can really Tyreek Hill, go after him.
Yeah, and check your messages, Sonny. That affects me picking my flex spot. We'll just say that.
Well, no. I've already checked it. Podfather, go ahead and make a comment on that, and then I'm going to go to your pick.
Well, first of all, I was going to say, I know none of us gave him any credit at all at the beginning of the season, but how good is Sam Howell?
He's doing good. He's doing good so far.
I mean, granted, he's not playing world beaters, but he's holding his own. Throwing for damn near 300 yards a game right now. He's on a team that we've all deemed to be not that great, yet they're 2-0. So, kudos to him for staying strong from last year and continue doing what he's doing. Miami, though, I mean, going back to the Miami Bronco game, look, there's a lot of things wrong in Denver. A lot of things wrong. It's not just Russell Wilson. But Miami, they even though they're going to be missing a key member today, right now they've got a very strong offense. They're able to move the ball around quite a bit. They got weapons at every corner and in the backfield. So until someone finds a way to defense that, which no one has yet, of course, only two games into it. I'm in the backwoods here, folks. So if you lose me, I apologize.
That's okay.
Just real quickly, I'm gonna give you my pick because I have to get off here for a second and get Cooper into his grandmother's house.
Sure.
But I'm gonna go Miami. I don't think Sean Payton is that comfortable with Russell Wilson. I don't think his message is getting through to Russell Wilson because, veteran coach, veteran player, two different styles. They're not meshing. This kind of reminds me of Jimmy Johnson and Dan Marino working together. I mean, you would think great coach, great quarterback. what's the problem, right? But one's setting is one way and the other one's setting the other.
Well, and that's if they can cohesively work together in order to get the W's over there. By the way, how good is Sam Howell? Okay, I'll tell you. Just he beat the Arizona Cardinals, okay, and he beat the Broncos, and right now that's all he has done. And I'm not gonna say how good he is because frankly, there's still not enough to talk about. And notice how I'm not saying he sucks. I'm just saying there's not enough to even gain an opinion. I don't know how many quarterbacks that we've talked about on this show that started off 0-2. Everybody starts to blow up this guy. He's the next big thing. How good is he? He beat two bad football teams. As if you're a good football team, you should do. I want to see more from Hal before I start giving him the, hey, this guy's going to be really good kind of thing, because I've done that for many years on this show, looking at guys. You watch a damn game against two bad football teams. I want to see it more. And if it comes and he shows that he can beat a Dallas Cowboys within their own division or a Philadelphia Eagles in their own division, then maybe I'll start talking about how good he is, But he beat two bad football teams. Congratulations, which, by the way, they count. They're underneath the W side, so I'll just give him that. Okay, there we go. We kind of lost him as he hit that backwoods over there as far as that is concerned. So that being said, Cuervo, it's just one of those things. Congratulations as far as that is concerned. Now, just back to this, because Josh hopped in there, and actually, here was his comment. The first one, he looks like the old Rush is coming back, and the defense. He's right about the defense needing to step up as far as the Broncos are concerned. They got to get those vital stops, because really, how many times have we seen it? Just within the last 5 years, Cuervo, how many games are decided upon a field goal or less? You got to have your defense come in and show up, especially since you got Russell Wilson having a good game last week. Let's just be honest. It wasn't Russ of 5 years ago, but it was slowly, like you said, progressing back to that guy that we know who Russell Wilson can be. So, I don't know, growing pains 2 weeks, Dolphins, I don't know, I didn't even realize we were really kind of talking about this game in reality, but this one is going to be a good one. I mean, as far as who's going to show up and why they're going to show up, whether it's Russell Wilson, progressively getting better, or are we going to see that dominant offense that we've seen from Tua and, without Waddle, and being able to still get Tyreek the ball and let Tyreek do what he does. It's all about the yakety yak in reality regarding to Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I think Denver can't fall into the trap of putting so much focus on Tyreek Hill.
Yes.
That they forget about the other receivers that they have, Braxton Berrios and well, that's the only name I can think of right now. But my point is, whoever's going to fill in that number 2 role today, you can't forget about that guy. And so, I get it. You have to put focus on Tyreek. There's no doubt about that. Get him in double coverage, have a safety top, to help out, whatever. But you can't leave the other guys open, and that's a trap that and that's going to be a good, like Josh said, that's going to be a good test today to see where the defense is at. Are they competent enough to come up with that game plan of, hey, we're going to focus on Hill. There's no doubt about that. You have to focus on Hill, but you can't forget about the other guys.
Interestingly enough, and by the way, the Jalen Waddle thing, it's regarding a concussion, so he wasn't able to make it out of the the protocol, and so not making it out of the protocol makes it to where it is now, and that is that he will not be in the lineup for the Miami Dolphins. I think it's a hit not having him there, but at the same time, Tua is finding not just Waddle, not just Tyreek Hill, although they have been able to do what they're doing. I got you sideways, Podfather. I don't know why. So
probably his phone.
If you could straighten up, but outside of that one, I'm I'm going to go with until I see something different, even without Waddle. I'm liking what I'm seeing. There he is. There's Podfather. He's back and got his head on the straight. Let's bring him back. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm taking the Dolphins today. I'm not gonna go ahead and bring in the Broncos. So that being said, since Podfather, are you going Miami, or are you going to go ahead and take the Denver Broncos?
No, I'm going Miami.
Miami and Cuervo. What do you think about this one? Are you expecting Miami to continue what they're doing? Are you going to go ahead and maybe go ahead and are you thinking about pulling the trigger? You thinking about pulling the trigger on this one? What's your take on it?
Let me make sure. Okay, she's not around.
There you go.
I kind of like Miami today.
I kind of like them too.
Look, the thing is, I just think that offensively, I know I mentioned earlier that Russ is starting to, like Josh said, look like the confident Russ that we're used to seeing. And
right,
he did play well against a good defense last week, and I think he'll play well today. I just think defensively, like Josh said, I think it's going to be too much for Denver to slow down, even without Waddle. Tyreek Hill. I just don't know if Surtain is a guy that can handle him, especially like in man coverage. Does he have the speed to stay with a Tyreek Hill? We're going to find out today, and I think that. I think it's gonna be a close game. I don't know what the spread is on it, but I just think Miami wins outright.
It's interesting. When we do the show, there's a lot of things that I see, and someone's in the green room. Outside of everything, I just saw one of the best smiles from this guy right here.
Dig it, sucker.
Listen, I can dig it out of anybody. And there was that smile. I was just like, and I'm serious, guys, when I say this guy quite possibly might have the best smile on the internet from anybody I've ever seen. My man is Bryce from Brooklyn. It kind of, we kind of missed you last week, towards the end of the show when we were kind of expecting you to slide in on doing. How you doing? Good to see you, my friend.
It's always good to see everyone. My apologies. I could, unfortunately, unexpectedly, I was not able to jump in last week. I know I missed, the Steelers-Browns preview, but I was at that game with my dad.
I saw you from the.
Oh
man! And then when I saw it, I said, "That's why we didn't see the man."
I was there. It's good to see. It's good to see Cuervo. Good to see Trey Mack. I know Obi is probably off in some rage-induced conspiracy hole about late hits and birdie hits and freaks. But at the end of the day, when we play the Browns, it just comes down to our guy on defense is more impactful than his guy on defense. That's all it is.
And I will. Whoa! Wow! There we go. Good to see. That said, I will say this. Okay, I don't know what to think about the hit. Okay. All I hear is what Micah Fitzpatrick's saying and his teammates. So they're coming behind him and like they should, by the way, regardless if it was a dirty hit or not, the players got to back their guy. And listen, Fitzpatrick, he is a superstar in reality, man. That guy can play. That guy can play. And it was one of the best moves recently that the Steelers have done as far as personnel bring him on the football team. Okay, recently, and not only that, they just stole him. They just threw him away. And so I don't know. I don't necessarily. And I watched the hit and everything. And that, by the way, that's hard to watch. That's another Joe Theismann kind of thing I don't like to see. I'm glad they just had a still, so I didn't see it. But I'm going to go with the fact that I don't think he did it on purpose. I don't think it was a dirty hit. I just think it was a freak accident. I think what the problem was in reality with people regarding Micah Fitzpatrick is he wasn't out immediately talking about it, which I think is smart in reality, just to make sure that he doesn't say something in the heat of the moment or what that's really bad in reality. So looking at that, I'm going to throw it to Bryce. What do you think about that situation? What do you think about the hit?
Sonny, I don't have much to say, only because it's not a dirty hit. It's just it's unfortunate, terrible to see.
Yeah.
We just need to move on. I mean, and I wish nothing but the best for Nick Chubb. I mean, that guy is a baller. You don't want to see anyone get hit. You don't want to see anyone get hurt like that. But it's just not a dirty play. It's just not. There's nothing really to discuss. The nature of the hit is what made it look because of what happened in the result.
And the still of it, that picture, that picture right there. You're right.
Dirty play. It wasn't a dirty play.
I don't think so either. I think there's a lot to talk about that as far as that is concerned. Now, since I got you here, what is your timing today as far as your availability today?
Oh, I'm gonna hang around since I missed last week. I'm gonna hang around with Cuervo and the Podfather.
And the misfits. You're part of, you might be the lead misfit. I don't know, but always
the most misfits.
All right. So that being said, then we're going to get to that game later. I was looking at the schedule, and there were only a few games that, to me, that weren't like, let's just be obvious about it. And I want to go to the game because I think I'm close to pulling the trigger on one. So I want to talk about the Atlanta Falcons in Detroit. Okay. This is an interesting game because I looked through some of these games and I know who I'm picking right away. This one right here has me confused. So I'm going to shoot this over to Cuervo. The Atlanta Falcons, this is one of those sneaky teams. They're kind of sneaky good, but not in your face good. They're not like other football teams that they're going to go and kick your butt in front of your face like the Buffalo Bills or like the Dallas Cowboys today. They're probably going to roll in Arizona. But looking at this game, defensively, I love Atlanta. I'm a little bit lax on their offense, but I'm liking what I'm seeing in Atlanta on their defensive side of the ball. What is your take? This one's the tough one to pick in reality. So I'm going to throw it to you. What are you looking at in this game as far as the Falcons and Lions?
Well, I mean, I'm on the opposite side. I kind of like Atlanta's offense. They're young, and I think they're not getting the credit that maybe they need to have right now for being such a young team and for them being able to score points like they have been. I know they're not putting up 40 burgers, but for them to be able to put points on the board like they are, I mean, I didn't expect it. I thought Atlanta was still a team that was going to go through some growing pains and have some troubles figuring out what works for them with Desmond Ridder at quarterback. But it's been the complete opposite. I mean, it looks like they've got it figured out offensively and how they want to. Who do they want to be offensively? So, especially with how they're utilizing Bijan Robinson, how they're utilizing Algier and Drake London and all those guys. I would say Kyle Pitts is probably a little bit of a letdown so far.
He's been that way.
He's missed opportunities, whatever, to make plays, but I gotta give some credit to Ridder. I mean, he's playing well, so I like what they're doing. I think this is going to be a good challenge for Detroit today. I mean, they beat Green Bay at home last week, which always warms my heart when Green Bay loses. I want to see if they can do it this week on the road against the Detroit Lions.
And that's what it is. It's on the road. This is they're doing it, and you're right. I think they're missing out on Pitts, but I kind of wonder sometimes, and I'll throw this over to Bryce. When I look at guys, I mean, he's your obvious target, right? I mean, he is your obvious target. Can we win without this guy? Or not going to this game? Maybe use him as a red herring. And right now, what Atlanta is kind of doing is kind of using him as a red herring. But at the same time, you need your stud involved with the game in reality. Why? Because let's just be honest. You're not winning games without Pitts being part of the offense in reality, Bryce. So I think that's one of the things that, even though that's my problem with them. They're not utilizing their superstar that they have.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I haven't watched a lot of Atlanta football, but the football that I have watched, I wouldn't be surprised if teams are going out of their way to do two things. One, you want to load up and stop Atlanta running the football, because while Atlanta hasn't been great over the last couple of years, one thing they have established under Arthur Smith is they want to run the ball. So they have a clear identity. You know, this is something they want to play towards. Yep. So that's number one. And number two, stop Kyle Pitts. So as a tight end, you're going to line him up. Maybe you're detaching from the line, or he'll be on the line. You want to try to put safety over the top and really double team this guy, because Atlanta hasn't had weapons on the outside in the last couple of years to really scare you. So you take your chances there. I like Drake London as a receiver. I think he's pretty good. But so I understand if they're moving away from Pitts, not because they want to, because the coverage is dictating that, because he's probably catching a lot of double and sometimes triple teams.
Probably.
So I wouldn't be surprised they do that. You got to find ways to get him involved. I know they're going to move that guy around in certain spaces, but what has that done? That opens up opportunities for other guys. And with a young quarterback like Ritter, it gives him some cleaner reads to find other guys and let them make some plays. So I think that is what is kind of going on in Atlanta from the stuff that I've watched.
Podfather, Calais Campbell, he gets the opportunity for his 100th sack today. I read that. I was like, wow, I knew that guy was good. I didn't know he was 100 sack good. But looking at this game, what are you staring at going into this one? And what are you looking at as far as your pick?
This is going to be an interesting, fun game to watch. Because of the way Atlanta wants to play football, I'm going to give the edge to Detroit, because one thing that Detroit is they will play very, very physical. This plays into kind of how Dan Campbell wants to play, a team that wants to come out, dominate, and establish their identity on the ground against his team. I think he'll have his team ready for that type of team. That's the type of game that, under his leadership, the Detroit Lions want to play. So I think it plays a little bit more into their style. I don't know if Montgomery's going to play today, so you're going to see more of the rookie at running back. He's kind of, he's dynamic. He's got some speed. I think he might make a couple plays. And if Amon-Ra St. Brown can get going, I know he's been a little banged up this week, but if he can get going, I think Detroit does just enough to win the game.
Podfather, what are you thinking about this game when you take a look at Atlanta and the Lions?
Lions better watch out, because Atlanta's one of those teams where they can sneak in and grab a win from you, and they're one of those teams where you don't want to lose to them. You don't want to have that be something that's going to keep your season down. I think the best thing that happened to Kyle Pitts is that they drafted Bijan Robinson. Now they gave him another weapon. They gave the quarterback another weapon to utilize, and utilizing the running game is going to really open up the tight end position for him and let him get the ball down 7-8 yards a carry or whatever, when he catches the ball. But kudos to the rookie quarterback though, man. He's being smart. He's going to make rookie mistakes. We all know that.
Sure.
But he's definitely being smart about moving the ball, and their defense is coming on really strong. So, Detroit might have their hands full tonight. I still think Detroit's got the advantage. If anything, they've got old Dan Campbell as their coach, and he's going to sit there and mother F all those people to tell him he's going to MF him to a win. That's for sure. So I go there.
Yeah. I'm looking at this game and, I'm loving the hype and I'm loving the fact that everybody's actually talking about the Lions. Okay. I love it because, listen, they're a fun team to watch for the last couple of years, but now we're talking about, are they good enough to play in games? This is one of those games where if the Lions are a good football team, they got to win today. Okay, if you want to talk about everyone, the Lions going to be in the Super Bowl or go deep in the playoffs, you got to be in Atlanta. Okay, now whether or not they're going to be able to do that, that's going to be the big question. What that is all about, whether or not they're going to be able to stop a Kyle Pitts. If they start putting them in positions to where Kyle Pitts will be able to get the ball, make plays, Ritter going to do what he does. But then you got the other side, and and I think Bryce made the biggest point in reality. Not having St. Brown in this lineup and him just really kind of playing like off the wall, that kind of concerns me a little bit. Why are they not? Is it because St. Brown's hurt and he's not playing? He's kind of banged up, or are they not going to him because of that reason, or just not going to him because of other weapons? I don't know, but I don't know about Cuervo. I know Cuervo is a big St. Brown's fan. Why do you think, Cuervo, they're going away from St. Brown in reality and not getting him the ball? Is it the injury, or is there some kind of confidence change?
So he's listed as questionable. I'll just get out there real quick. No, I don't. I just think it's just a matter of, just like we see with any receiver that kind of just explodes onto the scene. All right, he's going to get a lot more attention than you're used to seeing, and I think that's the case with St. Brown. It's that it's not that they don't want to get him the ball or they're not confident in getting him the ball. It's just the opportunities based on coverage. All right, and St. Brown is being locked down because now everybody's starting to see what he's capable of, and
absolutely
how much he can hurt you, and. So with that said, it's opening up the other possibilities for Josh Reynolds and Marvin Jones. He went back to Jacksonville. Never mind. But yeah, guys like Reynolds and the tight end, and so it's just a matter of there's a lot more focus on St. Brown now. That's all it really is.
And as far as the Lions are concerned, they are, say whatever you want, they are getting the best that Jared Goff can give them right now in reality. I mean, you're talking about a guy that threw over 4,000 yards last year, up there in the tops of the yards, and I always liked him. So he is now finding his niche right there in Detroit, to where if he doesn't make the key mistakes that he's made, Bryce, I mean, this guy's a turnover machine. He'll throw an interception as much as I'll eat a Twinkie if it was 15 years ago. Twinkie, they tasted better. So that being said, this right here, the Lions, they are going to be looking at their quarterback position, and they're going to say, it's time to step up, and this is the kind of game that we have to win, and you've got to be a big part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, the Lions are built, like I said. The Lions, no. I mean, the Lions are built to play a team like Atlanta. Now,
yes.
Now, that being said, the name of this show, if Atlanta is able to free Pitts up and get some chunk plays down the field, get some splash with London, get some splash with their other players, maybe Cordell Patterson does something freaky as the Joker and then gets free and gets big plays. I think that could be a deciding factor. Because what team can get splash? What team can get those explosive and double explosive plays that could flip a tight contest? Yeah. I think at the end of the day, that's going to be Detroit. They're going to do enough, or they're going to slow down Atlanta enough to be able to make an impact on the offensive end to get the win.
I'm going to go with the Lions more than the fact that out of all the things we talked about, they're home. and I hate making that pick for that reason, but these two teams are almost, and I say almost because I think they're a little bit more dynamic on the quarterback at the quarterback position with Jared Goff than with Ritter because we just haven't seen enough to say, hey, this guy's going to be a superstar. So and so with the combination with it being home and the fact that it is Jared Goff, I think I'm going to go ahead and stick with the Lions in this one, and more the fact they're at home. More so, if this game was in Atlanta, I might have pulled the trigger and went with Atlanta. So on the road. So interesting. I hate that game because this is one of those games that makes you question what's going to happen. So it looks like everybody is on the Lions, and I want to go to this next game because I've got my pick in, and I don't like my pick. And I'm talking about the San Diego Chargers going up against the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota. Okay. And I don't like the way Chargers lose football games. Okay. I mean, for the last 3 years, I don't.
They do others.
Exactly. Well, and here's the thing. As I look back and I investigate a little bit as much as I have, I can't throw it on Justin Herbert. I mean, in reality, Herbert has been playing fairly well for where he is in his career. Now, granted, they're not, lots of yards and everything, but you see the potential that this guy, but where they're lacking, that is huge. Podfather, the Chargers defense, I'm saying, is the biggest problem with this football team moving forward, never mind the coach.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I got to get that on the record. I am going to go back and I'm going to cut that, and I'm going to say I'm going to bring that and I'm going to cut that. Thank you, Trey Mack. I appreciate that.
You get one. So
one per year.
One for every 5 years. Look, I'm not sold on San Diego at all. Okay, I mean, San Diego.
Is it coaching? Is it coaching? Is it player? What's going on? Do you think not San Diego now? They're in LA. So yeah, I do it too, Trey. So what do you think is going on as far as the Chargers are concerned?
I just think that they're kind of living on the whole. Look, we're expected to be this, so let's just say that we are.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not.
Okay.
And kind of like the Bills. Not gonna lie, I'm not a big believer in the Bills right now. And they got the same. And they both got the same issue. They got a young quarterback that everybody's in love with, but hasn't really done it. And that's kind of where I'm at with both teams. I mean, a lot of hype coming in, but nothing to really brag about.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying that.
And then you're talking about going to Minnesota. Are they going up to Minnesota?
Yeah, they're in Minnesota.
Okay, good luck with all that. I mean, look, those Minnesota fans are nuts. And it's,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Minnesota's kind of in the same boat too a little bit. I mean, they've
okay, he's going through the backwoods, so we're not catching him very well. There he is. All right, so we got you back. You're kind of backwooding on us, but we heard what you were kind of saying here and there.
Okay.
But I want to throw this on over.
Yeah,
yep. So Cuervo, what do you think the problem is in San Diego? Is it player personnel? Is it coaching? Is it a combination of ownership, player personnel, and everything else? I think the one move makes this team a better one, but they got to make the right move at the coaching. This guy should have been gone last year. I mean, that last year was almost pathetic, and how he convinced ownership to keep him, it's a little nuts.
Yeah, the San Diego Padres, because I'm sure that's the San Diego team you're referring to.
Yeah, no, I'm
well, the LA
I got my Padres shirt in same color, but just I don't have the patch on. But
no, so the LA Chargers.
LA.
Yeah, I
I hate that.
man, dare I say, and I wonder how Trey would react to this. Could it be the Kellen Moore effect? I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Well, hold on. It's only 2 games. I mean, I love the take. Don't get me wrong. I love it, but it is the only second week there. So I don't know.
No, but no. In all seriousness, no. When you look
suck
at
here, he sucks there. Okay.
Right. When you look at defensively, or just numbers wise, where they're at offensively, where they're at defensively, turnover margin. You look at it and you would think, all right, they're 2-0, right?
Yes, you would think.
They're not. And so they are the most head scratching team in the NFL right now, because everything looks good on paper, just like the Chargers have always been. The Chargers, they waste the most talent in the NFL. I'm telling you.
Yes.
It's a shame.
It is.
I mean, they let Drew Brees leave, and I understand why. All right. That shoulder injury was bizarre. Okay.
Yes.
So he goes, he does what he does in his career. Then they draft Phillip Rivers, and they've got LaDainian Tomlinson, and they've got Antonio Gates, and they've got Vincent Jackson, rest in peace, and they've got all this load of Sean Merriman on defense. My God, can't get to the Super Bowl. Now, then you move forward, and now you got Herbert, and you got Bosa, and you got Eckler, and you got Keenan Allen, and Mike Williams, and say what you want about Parham. He's not a household name at tight end.
Right.
That dude's a monster, man. I mean, so he's a damn good tight end. And it's the same thing again with the Chargers team. All the time, and they just can't seem to get it together. I almost would hate to be a Charger fan more than any other team, because you year after year you put a boatload of talent on the field, and what does it really equal to? I mean, you're barely making the playoffs, and you're not sniffing a Super Bowl anytime soon. God, it would be frustrating.
They got to get out of their own. They got to get out of their own division to smell it. Even get a faint smell of what it's going to be.
Yeah, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just kind of like, oh, great, now we finally are getting it together again. Now we got Patrick Mahomes in our division.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just a kick to the nuts. That's what it really is.
Hey, Bryce, think about Herbert. And I looked this up because it was very interesting. He's thrown for 534 yards in two games with 3 touchdowns. The key portion, as far as Herbert is concerned, the key stat is 0 interceptions. Last year he had 10. The year before that, I think it was 13, if I remember the number right. So steadily he's getting better, but what is around him is aging, going away, and or the coaching staff up on top of it. I mean, listen, Keenan Allen, I love him, but he's getting to the point where either A, he's getting too old, or B, he's just one play from getting knocked out again. So looking at the Chargers, where do you think their future is as far as will they be successful? I mean, now granted, we're talking it's September 24th, 2023, but where do you see Herbert? Does Herbert stay and become a superstar, or does he go somewhere else and become a superstar?
He's going to stay. I think Herbert's going to stay. Staley,
well, he's not the big money contract, so he's got to stay a little bit.
Listen, Staley is a he's a Dayton Flyer. I am also a Dayton Flyer.
I knew that.
I want to give support to my other Dayton Flyer brother, but I don't know if he's going to be long for that team. I think what needs to happen here, like Cuervo broke it down very well. They have had some very talented teams. But the problem with the Chargers is that I don't know what the Chargers' identity is.
There you go.
They're like, what is their identity on offense? Even with all of this talent, what is their identity on defense? I think it is a collection of talent, but it is not a cohesive team that plays complementary football. And sometimes,
I like that.
A lot of times you don't get this, but sometimes in football, you'll get teams that are kind of the opposite, whereas they have so much talent, they don't really know. We try to do a little bit of everything, and they end up not being able to do the main things they need to win. Whereas the Falcons are not very good, but the Falcons are starting to build. They at least have this identity that they can build off of. That's very important in football because you got so many people. There has to be that shared vision. I don't think there's a shared vision. I think there is a lot of shiny toys, but there's not a shared vision in terms of knowing how to win. So the solution to me is whoever the next coach is, the next coach needs to double down on what the identity of the team is going to be and play to that, even if that means they're going to have to trim off some of the talent.
Absolutely.
Because that's going to be important. I think this team needs that identity in order to move forward and know, okay, this is how we play and this is how we're going to win. So if that means you end up letting it go a couple good players because they don't fit the scheme and identity of the team, then so be it.
Oh, I was thinking the same thing. And not even now. It's about the Chargers. I mean, the investment that they made in Justin Herbert, it's not about what they got on the football team now. Now, granted, for this year, of course, that's it. But as far as where the Chargers are going to be in 2 or 3 years, this team better draft good. And they better pick up the free agents that are going to help them be that team you're talking about, Bryce. But they won't be able to do that until they find out who their coach is going to be. And that's where I think this all boils down. Coach is got to be the big situation. And I agree with Cuervo 100%. Kellen Moore, I don't know, is going to be the answer. Will he be a one-year coach, as far as the offensive coordinator position is concerned? I don't know, but I will tell you that's going to be one. And I will also say if they go to Kellen Moore because they're going to get rid of their head coach, you can just flush this franchise down the toilet because Kellen Moore is not the answer. He's never been the answer, especially in Detroit or in Dallas. So I don't see. Listen. Everybody was talking about Kellen Moore being the next coach they're going to pick up, and he's going to be. I'm not buying it. I'm never going to buy it. And as long as he's the coach, I don't have any trust in what San Diego can do, even though offensively they're playing well. Numbers are very they clout what you see out on the football field more so than what the numbers are. And that is another reason why I'm on the Minnesota Vikings today, because guess what? Minnesota has got to step it up. Their backs are against the wall. They're 0-2. We all know about the 0-2 stat, right? And if they are going to make the run, they got to start here. And I think today, I think the Vikings are in a position to where if this is a team that's worth a nickel, should be able to go out and beat these guys by a touchdown. I'm on the Minnesota Vikings. Cuervo, who do you got?
Yeah, I like Minnesota to get it done at home today as well. Kirk Cousins, he always does well in the morning games, so I'll put it on Kirk today. But I just want to say something real quick though about the Chargers. I don't think the problem with the Chargers is drafting because they draft well. If you look at their roster,
I'm saying they just have they have to draft well. Continually, and they have. But you're right.
Everything that they have on that roster, with the exception of Khalil Mack, they've built it through the draft. So drafting is not their issue. I just think going back to what Bryce said, and I'm gonna take it maybe a step further, going off of what Bryce said. I just think the way the Chargers, as a franchise, their mentality is collect as much talent as you can, and we'll figure it out. Well, guess what? It doesn't work. There needs to be a vision of how they want to play football, what their identity is, and then from there you build it for it to look like that. And I think that's where the Chargers go wrong. You look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, we know what they are. We know what they've been because that's what they build their teams based on. If they want to be a grounded pound team, then you go out and you draft Najee Harris and you get Jalen Warren behind him. And then you go and you draft Broderick Jones. And then you go and you pick up a couple of guys at free agents. And then defensively, the front seven's always been dominant. They've got some good secondary.
Keeping it real.
Yeah, that's the problem with the Chargers is they don't know if they want to be a ground and pound team. They don't want to know if they want to go back to Air Coryell. They don't know if they want to be mid pass, short pass game type team. They're just like, all right, go get as much talent as possible and we'll figure it out. And it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
So, Bryce, who do you have in this one? Chargers and the Minnesota Vikings. Who you got?
Oh, man.
In other words, who did you click on your picks, or have you done that yet?
I can't remember who. Wait. Who did I click? Let's see here. Yep. So my initial thought on this, because it's the Chargers, and I know the Chargers will Charger,
right,
is Minnesota.
Right.
But there's the problem. I thought Cam Akers was going to maybe play immediately. I don't think he's going to play today.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so either.
And so I think the Chargers, with their talent, may just have enough to get off the schneid.
Oh, wow. So you're saying Minnesota goes 0-3 to start the season.
I think if Cam Akers was ready to play and was going to get 25 touches and be effective and control the game, I would say I would go with Minnesota. But because they're not, I think the Chargers have enough talent to get off the schneid and beat the Minnesota Vikings.
Without Cam? Without Cam?
Cam Akers. He's not playing.
Wow. Podfather, who do you have in this one, Minnesota or the Chargers? Okay, he's now on a delay. I don't know if he heard us there. Yeah, who are you on, the Chargers or the Vikings there, Trey?
Well, it's funny because we all talked about how, the Chargers have no, we're not sure what their identity is. Let's face it, we also think they're in San Diego and not LA. But,
So that was good. I like that.
But, to be honest with you, though, this is some really. I'm going to go with Minnesota only because of home field. And I'm losing you, but
yeah, we're losing you.
I'm gonna go Minnesota.
Minnesota, okay. Thanks for telling us before we lose you, because it's yeah, Minnesota. Thanks for letting us know before. Hopefully, we don't lose you. Now, that being said, a lot of Minnesota, no one taking it down. There's another game that I find very interesting because everybody's believing the hype, and then and it's the hype on one team and the hype on the other. Washington's coming on, and whether or not Josh Allen is actually the answer, I cannot believe we're even having this stupid-ass discussion. Is Josh Allen the answer in Buffalo? Of course he's the answer, and the guy is a stud. I'm missing. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just don't see it. But Bryce, Josh Allen is one of the top 5 quarterbacks in this league. Why are people talking about it right now after 2 weeks? Yes, they're 1-1. They should be 2-0. We can talk about that all day long about a lot of teams in the NFL. What is going on? Why are people saying Josh Allen is not the answer in Buffalo? Because I have admitted many times I'm an idiot on this show. I'm flabbergasted someone's talking like this. I don't get it.
Well, I don't know if people are necessarily saying that Josh Allen's not the answer. But here's the thing with Josh Allen. All the tools are there. I think he, of course, is a top quarterback in the league, but there is one caveat, which is Josh Allen does not have elite ball security. He has ball security of an average quarterback. And so while you're going to get these great plays and great moments, and you're going to get an elite quarterback, he's going to come with this one sticker, which is we'll turn the football over. And that's a bad one to have because those turnovers lead to swing plays and swing momentum in the favor of his opponent.
Got it.
And that's the one thing that you get. You don't get that necessarily with Burrow. You don't really get that with Lamar Jackson. just turning the ball over all the time. You don't get that. But with Josh Allen, you'll get these because he's trying to do so much. You're doing these, you get these bad turnovers. A lot of that, I think, is on him, but also on coaching. Again, another team that needs to lean more into the identity of the run game. I thought they should have went out and got Dalvin Cook. I thought he should have been their workhorse. Josh Allen is a unique situation because he's elite enough to throw you to victory, but he shouldn't. You need to supply him with a run game that you're going to lean on, run your offense through that, and then let him go be great. And then I think that'll cut down on the turnovers.
Got it. I don't necessarily know, but this game is also confusing today. We're talking about what's going on, as far as Washington is concerned. This is a team that, is getting all the hype, winning. Hey, congratulations. I think it's great. And by the way, Washington, go back to where their schedule is. If you're going to be a good team, you got to beat this team. You got to do this. You got to do what it takes to win those games. And say whatever you will about Washington. They've been able to put it together. Chico's been working really hard, Cuervo, over in Washington. Mm-hmm. But even Buffalo's coming into town. This is not like they're traveling across the country. They're right there in their same area. So we're talking about maybe a day, to get ready for this one and still be able to go. When you're looking at Washington and what they've done, compared to what Buffalo is doing, do you think that they have logistically, we can always say, they always got a chance to win. But logistically, how's Washington's chances today against Buffalo, even though Buffalo is on the road?
Yeah, I think the best chance that Washington has to beat Buffalo is going to be getting pressure on Josh Allen, because there are times where that offensive line in Buffalo does show weakness points, and I think that the Commanders are a team that can exploit those weaknesses. With Chase Young and Jonathan Allen, and we'll see with Deron Payne. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. I know he got hurt last week in Denver. But if he's back and you got all three of those guys in the front, then that offensive line better be ready to play, because
absolutely
they're gonna come for Josh Allen. I'm telling you. So that's where I think Washington could win this game.
Talking about that, I mean, as far as the defense is concerned, I'm not worried about Buffalo and their defense. And to be honest, I'm not even worried about their offense. Josh Allen is going to get them to the playoffs, and they're going to get to the AFC Championship, whether it's this year or next year. It's just going to happen, at least in my mind. Okay, so that being said, where they are really stout, I think, is on the defensive side of the ball. Man, I'm telling you right now, the Buffalo Bills are coming to play. So, Trey Mack, when you're looking at Buffalo and their defense, and then knowing what they have offensively and what they can do, and knowing where Washington is, I think they're two different planes. I think Buffalo is up here, Washington's down here, but on the way up. But I think, what everybody talks about as far as Buffalo right now, maybe they're on a plateau right now and not able to get up and a little bit higher.
I think Buffalo's got a lot of inconsistencies right now, and a lot of it's their quarterback, I believe. I don't buy Josh Allen. I'm sorry. And maybe it's the turnovers. Maybe it's him not driving the ball down the field the way he needs to. It's going to be a test for Washington, because Washington's still trying to figure out who they are.
Right.
And, if Washington wins, what's that going to say about the Bills?
Right.
But then if the Bills win, what's that going to say about Washington? I mean, it's a weird mix, right? But I think, once again, I was sold on Josh Allen in the preseason, because I'm thinking this is the year he's going to show it. Then he goes out and throws 5 interceptions against the Jets.
Well, three against the Raiders. Someone didn't like that statement. You must be wrong, Trey.
I'm sorry. No.
Yeah, but
My bad, guys.
partially you're right. Partially you're right. I mean, three interceptions against the Jets. I apologize. It was the Jets. But last week we saw the Josh Allen that we all need to see in order for him to be the guy. I mean, he had a quarterback rating 125. He threw for 274. But interestingly enough, on that game, the three touchdowns against the Raiders. I mean, it is the Raiders. I mean, so I'm as much as I love my boy Jimmy Garoppolo, man, he is in a bad situation over there. And some could say he's part of the problem. But you say whatever you want. Josh Allen came back last week, regardless who it was, and then we got what we got today. As far as Buffalo and Washington, one team going up, one plateauing. Who do you have in this one, Trey? Who are you going to pick? You going to pick Buffalo or the up-and-coming Washington Commanders?
Honestly, Washington is going through a hot hand right now. And as much as it pains me to say, because I still think that, I'm still a Cowboys fan at heart, and picking the Washington for anything is hard. But I don't care if they're the Redskins, the Commanders, the football team. I don't give a damn what they're called. But I'm gonna say Washington, but only because it's gonna be close. Now I'll say, where's the game? Is it in Buffalo or Washington?
Oh, the game is in Washington.
Okay. I could see the Washington fans rattling the quarterback at Buffalo. I mean, once again, he still has to get to the inconsistencies part, and he's been very inconsistent for me, at least. Because every time I pick him, he loses. Every time I don't pick him, he wins.
You sound like my brother in the Lions. That's nice.
Yeah, right. So. Guys, I'm telling you right now, y'all should just go and pick the Bills because I'm picking the Washington, and you probably get the win over that one. I mean,
the island. He's going there. He might be on the island today. I don't know. Cuervo, Buffalo, Washington. Who you got?
Yeah, I like Buffalo. I just think that they'll put up enough points against that Washington defense to get it done.
Bryson, Brooklyn.
I'm going with Buffalo.
Buffalo. I'm on the Buffalo Bills too. I think it's just that easy. That's one of those. Now I'm going to go to my. Yeah, there you go. Now that being said, of course, that's the name of the show. We're going to go to the game that Mr. Price is here for, and my mad love for Jimmy Garoppolo. Hey, yeah. The Steelers that win. That was a big win last week, and not only that, your stud showed up, right? I mean, your stud defensive player showed up big time, and I'm not talking about Micah Fitzpatrick. I'm talking about Mr. T.J. Watt. That guy was all over the football field. And if you weren't watching the game, you should have, and because your eyes should have went to that guy right now is probably going to win the Defensive Player of the Year. Of course, he should have won for the last 3 years, but that's a whole other thing that we can talk about. But they also get the Raiders at home. And even, I think Bryce will even admit it. This is not the atypical Steeler football team that we are used to seeing year in, year out. And it started with week 1. They got back with it on week 2 against, let's be honest, I don't know how much I believe in the Cleveland Browns, even with, full strength Nick Chubb. I look at this one and I don't know right now. And there's a word and it's a country that is on this football team. Of yours, Bryce. It's a word and a country, and it's Canada. I am having a hard time getting around the Canada situation that is going on in Pittsburgh. So I'm going to throw it to you because I'm telling you right now, I'm buying all in on fire. Matt Canada, get rid of this guy. I don't care what they did last week. That week number 1 was pathetic, and guess what? That week number 1 is what you think you can see for the rest of the year, more so than what we saw last week as far as the offense is concerned, as far as the Pittsburgh Steelers. What do you got? And by the way, and I need to know what the nickname for the Raiders is going to be in your, when you post it, what you call the Raiders. I'm looking forward to this one. Go ahead, Bryson, Brooklyn, Steelers,
I think I know what it is.
Raiders in the Las Vegas Raiders new stadium.
Let's hear the 3 keys, right?
The three things we got to look at in this game.
Listen, the name has already been posted on Facebook.
I haven't seen it. I missed it.
You can go check it out. But let's kick this off. So, a couple things. Number one, week 1, Cuervo and the Podfather hit me with the concerto. They hit me with the concerto. They said, Bryce,
I got it right here.
Beating the 49ers. You said your boys ain't beating the 49ers. And then we went out there and got smacked around in the most disgusting way I could ever think of. I didn't want to see the Podfather's face because, like he said, he turns on people and he hits them with chairs, and that's exactly what he did. So I was hit with the concerto, and I had to take that. But now, after week 2, I get to come back and hit the Podfather with a chair, steel chair in the back, and say, the best defensive player, closest thing to Lawrence Taylor we have seen plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers, not the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm going to turn around and hit the Podfather with a chair on that one.
Wow.
Know that they love their guy. He's a menace. He's a monster. Some have said he is the closest thing to Lawrence Taylor we have seen. That is false.
I've said it, yeah. So
that is false because while he is a beast, he is not better, and he is not closer to Lawrence Taylor than Trent Jordan Watt in Pittsburgh.
I agree, 100%.
So,
and now mine is because I have a bias. I hate the Dallas Cowboys. So there you go.
I will. Since you said that, I will hit the Podfather with a concerto, and also say on double time that I hate the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah,
there you go. Good.
Yet I can admit number 11 is a beast. That guy is a beast, but he is not better than Trent Jordan Watt.
1A or 1-2?
2.
Got it.
There's TJ Watt, and then
they're not on the same level, is what you're saying.
That's the way it is. Maybe one day number 11 will be, but not today, because that is Trent Jordan Watt. Trent Jordan showed up and showed out.
No question.
He has, even when we played the 49ers, he has been the superstar on this team that shows he can change the game with his playmaking and just his relentlessness and everything that he brings from that edge rusher position. Now, that being said, we turn our attention to week 3. Mm-hmm. Mike Tomlin has really struggled flying out to Las Vegas. Really, really struggled. Can't get wins on the road. We have lost out there, and it makes me sick to my stomach in all sort of kooky ways, much like we've lost going out to Chicago playing Cuervo's Bears, when we just find these unbelievably silly ways to lose football games. They will have Myers, Renfro, and I believe Devontae Adams available. You add in Josh Jacobs. Even though they haven't been running the ball very well, that's going to be a nice, formidable task for the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Turn around on the offensive side of the football. Max Crosby is always a load, but it doesn't matter because the Steelers are playing against themselves when they have Matt Canada calling the plays.
Good point. Good point.
This stinks. This is total BS.
It does stink. It does stink.
What?
A report just came out that the Pittsburgh Steelers will now have Matt Canada working even more closely with Kenny Pickett and calling the plays. I have no idea why Mike Tomlin is doing this and subjecting us to this misery and more of it with this offensive coordinator.
Oh, that was terrible. Crazy knuckleheaded terrible.
I've come all the way. I had to hit all the points. Here's what I'm going to say. I think this could actually be the game that the offense was a little bit better this past week, even though it wasn't good. I know there's a ceiling on it. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers have enough talent and can do just enough to slow down the Las Vegas Raiders in Vegas and get Mike Tomlin's first win on the road in Las Vegas. It will not be easy because nothing is easy when Matt Canada is calling your plays and Mike Tomlin empowered him to run this offense. This offense has been what it is, what he is. But I think they can do just enough. They're playing against a defense that is not as stout. Can they find some success running the football? I think they're going to commit to it this week. I think they're going to run, and run some more and set up Kenny Pickett to have some simple throws to get him on track, and that might be enough to get the win.
I wish I could. And normally I listen to what Bryce has to say, and I usually take it to heart. I usually do. But the Matt Canada thing is bothering me. And it's interesting that you say that because they're giving him more responsibilities when he can't even handle whatever the hell he's got going on now, but yet let's throw more responsibilities on the Matt Canada. This is not a good thing for this football team to depend upon a guy who is not doing a very good job. And anywhere, by the way, anywhere in what anybody's talking about, they are pinpointing that he is the problem. So I don't know. This is the one time I'll say this about Tomlin. I think he's setting up a scapegoat on how bad they can be by giving Matt Canada more responsibility. And it's a scapegoat situation. This might be the year that maybe we don't see him getting the quote-unquote winning season, and he's got that built-in reason to let it go. And Cuervo, I don't know. I smell conspiracy. Yeah, I smell a little conspiracy going on here. I don't have the thing. I put up the conspiracy couch thing. I got a little conspiracy here as far as my Tomlin. What is your thinking about what's going on in Pittsburgh?
I'd like to hear your theory.
There's that look. I love that look from Cuervo.
Where's this going? Here we go. Should we strap in, Cuervo?
I'm about ready to
I don't
strap
know.
in.
Yeah, I don't
If
know.
we got time later on, you might not be here, Bryce. I got a strap in for your ass. I'm telling you right now. I got one going. I got one ready. And you're going to disagree 100%. So this is but and the good thing about my strap in is it don't have to be this week. It could be next week too, but it's online. But go ahead, Cuervo. What do you think about the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Raiders today?
Well, I just wanted to say, going back to Bryce, I think we got to sponsor the three keys.
Yes.
We're gonna let Bryce get a segment called the Three Keys.
The Faders. I love it. I went and looked real quick.
The Las Vegas Faders. I knew the Faders would be there. I didn't think you lost. But I like it. The Lost to me. Brought to you by the Couch Potato Sports Show. So, yeah, I think for the first time this year, Bryce, I'm going to go with the Steelers to win.
Oh my God!
Because when you look at the Raiders,
I don't know football again.
When you look at the Raiders, outside of Max Crosby, that defense is not good. They're just not that great. But Max Crosby, he puts a lot of makeup on the pig. Let me tell you, he puts a lot of makeup on that pig, and he makes the defense look. They look. What's the word I'm looking for? Decent. They're decent. They're competent. You know, you take Max Crosby off that defense, forget it. I mean,
what do you got?
That defense is bad. It's bad, and I like Chandler Jones, but Chandler Jones, you know, he's been out lately, and
that's fair.
Plus he's talking too much. I agree with you. He's talking too much.
He's going to talk his way out of a job in Las Vegas. So
I think you're right.
And so, with that all being said, I think the momentum of that win against Cleveland last Monday carries over into Sunday Night Football. Okay, with with the Sunday night game, and I think the Steelers win.
Podfather, is Kenny Pickett the answer in Pittsburgh to be that guy that's going to carry him for the next couple of years? And then Bryce, you follow that up what he's going to say, because that's a serious question. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Kenny Pickett right now. Of course, this is only year 2, but at the same time, Podfather, what do you think about the Steelers and the Raiders and Kenny Pickett? Is he the guy for that football team?
He's the guy for the football team for this week. I mean, I'm not sure about the next couple of years, but I mean, he's who they got. They're going to build around him, and you know what? I like the Steelers this week. I mean, and I'm not saying because I want to get hit by a chair, but hey,
you've taken a few of those though.
Hey, trust me, this is not my first rodeo. But here's the thing. You're right. TJ Watt is a beast. Okay, and the whole next LT thing, I get it. Everybody's got to find that that one person that's going to be the next so and so. I mean, NBA's got the next Michael Jordan. Major League Baseball had the next Babe Ruth, and whatever. And of course in the NFL, it's always the next LT, the next Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders or whoever, right? I get all that. So TJ Watt is the heart and soul of that defense. And as long as he goes, that defense is going to go with him as best they can. It's going to be the offense to keep that thing going. And they're lucky they're playing the Raiders this week. So give me the Steelers.
Okay. I'm going to go with 71. Okay? That's a number. And then you throw a percentage sign behind it. And my mad love for Jimmy G. I got some mad love for Jimmy G. I'm never going to admit it.
Cuervo, here we go.
71.6 winning percentage is the one and only Jimmy G. And guess what? Jimmy G doesn't have to be great in order to win football games. And we all know this. So that being said, by the way, guess who's in the green room? Ooh. I haven't had time to change it yet. I know you hate it, but so I haven't had time to change that Arizona Cardinal thing going there for you. Good to see you, Opie.
It's good to see all of you except for, let's see here, get my fingers right. That dude, right? Wait. That, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, way over there. That big ass smile on his face. I'm going to knock it off.
That smile on the internet, I'm telling you right now. Listen, I've seen a lot of smiles on the internet. That's the best one by far. But there you go.
I'm just saying, I'm going to say, ugly game on Monday night. It was, ugly, just ugly. Ugly. Deshaun Watson needs to be done.
I've known this man for 30 years. This guy almost don't know what to say right now, and he's never been that way. He's always got something to say. He almost don't know what to say.
Right. I got to ask Bryce a question. Okay. Were you sweating some bullets there late in the game, or no?
Of course he was. He would be lying if he didn't say he was.
You know what? I'm gonna be 100% honest. After Nick Chubb went down, based on how the Steeler offense plays, and they just always are in these games, I was not necessarily sweating bullets. There was obvious concern, but sweating bullets. This is the type of games the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to play because their offense just doesn't. Meh. But I'm like, where is your offense going to come from without this guy? I mean, I thought Ford was good. Had some nice plays, but he's not Nick Chubb. He's a superstar. And
not many people are Nick Chubb.
Yeah. I mean, look, you know what I didn't mention, Sonny? And I think in all seriousness, I see real issues with because I've talked about the Steelers' issues, but I see real fundamental issues with the Browns. One of them being it's kind of opposite. Before they had all of this talent, but the quarterback wasn't there. Now I know Deshaun's playing his way back and he's not playing the way people want him to, but I also think you look on paper, he doesn't have a lot of help in the skill positions on the outside. I mean, you have Amari, that's Amari, he's good, but there's not really a tight end I like Njoku's a good player, but I'm not scared of him. There's no other wide receiver I'm kind of not scared of.
No tight ends.
Without Kareem Hunt, who's back, but it's not like Jerome Ford is like, oh man, I'm so scared. He's a good player. But I don't see look, the Ravens on the outside. You got guys that you're like, oh, he's healthy. Beckham, you got other guys with speed. Okay, you got Andrews. You got to worry about those guys. You got Lamar who can run. Okay. You go to Cincinnati, you're like, oh, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Oh, man, that's tough mixing. You go to Pittsburgh, you're like, okay, Najee's a bruiser. I got Pickens. I got Deontay. I got Freiermuth. Got to look out for these guys. They can hurt me.
You got to look. Wait.
Oh no! Here we go.
Wait! Did you just say you got to worry about Pickens, or is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. What position does he play again?
Wide receiver.
Okay. All right. I'm mixing names because I was okay.
You were thinking of Pickett.
You're thinking of Pickett.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was like,
but there's those still guys that if you're a coordinator, you're like,
gotcha.
Whoa, this dude, he's a freak. Who is? Chubb. And Amari, but who are the freaks? I don't. They're gone.
One thing's lacking for both of the team. Who's delivering the ball?
Well, sure, okay,
both of you.
But one of the things is that we got Amari Cooper, but let's look at Amari Cooper's past. He's injury prone, so I'm just waiting for that game. He goes down and he can be out for 4 or 5 games and. Now we gonna go to DPJ? Come on,
good player. That's a good player.
He's a good player, but I get his point.
You put
you're not game playing against him. Too. Yeah, exactly. You're not game planning against him, and that's what it is. They're game planning for all the wrong positions in reality, right? The quarterback gets too much credit, and then they get too much blame. That's where Cuervo. Right now, and this is a great question, and I'm asking him first. Who are you taking, Kenny Pickett or Deshaun Watson right now? If you had to go the rest of the season with one of those guys, who would you want?
And that's just based on their ability, not the team they play for.
Yes.
I think I have a little more faith just because of the way the game is played today. I think. And you can give me Joe all you want if you want. I'd rather take Deshaun Watson just because of his skill set and it's more with what the league is today.
I think that goes along with my strap in later. So that last statement goes along with my strap in.
You gotta rephrase that, man. You're gonna have to rephrase that a little bit.
All right, so we spent enough time.
Point that finger at you.
Strap in. Yeah. I'm sorry, strap in. I got strap in. Okay.
So we spent enough time on the past, so let's just move forward.
Yeah. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. So let's throw this to the Podfather. I'm going to shoot it to the Podfather first here. We have the Raiders. We have the Steelers. Who are you going with, Podfather?
I'm going with Steelers.
Going the Steelers.
Black and yellow.
And Obi, who do you got? Steelers and Raiders, and why? Because you just got in, and we kind of talked to them a little bit. What do you got, and what are you looking at?
Obi.
First of all, I'm going to say, since I had a bet with my neighbor that whoever won the game in last week, that the opposite person would have to wear their jersey. So I went down. There could be a picture on the internet somewhere with me wearing a Terry Bradshaw jersey.
I'm going to stop you. Hold on. No. I'm going to stop you right here.
I know where he's going. He's going to shoot this one.
No one wants to cares. No one wants to hear about your bets that you renege on constantly.
Oh, come on.
And Cuervo can back me on that. We're going to hit you with the concerto because you don't honor your bets. You're notorious for that. So no one wants to hear about your bets.
One day. Right? Was it Bryce? One day you flew that flag. One day. You were supposed to fly it for the whole week.
No,
by the way, I went back and listened to it. You said the week, so you did renege on that.
Okay, whatever.
I'm going to bet with this guy. He's going to renege immediately. Just
okay, all right, okay.
Move on.
So I want to see the picture. I want to see the picture, though. I do.
Okay, I'll have my neighbor send it to me, and then I'll send it to you.
There you go. All right, so who do you got in this one? Raiders and Steelers. Who do you got?
I got the Steelers winning. I just think that the Steelers just have a little bit more than what the Raiders do right now. I know you love yourself some Jimmy G. Jimmy G, yes, Jimmy G's a winner.
70%, baby.
Okay, listen, Jimmy G. What kind of teams has he played for in big games? The 49ers.
Wait, is this a big game? Is this the definition of a big game?
I don't know. It could be. But I'm not saying Jimmy G. He's a win. Yes, he's a winner. I'm gonna give it to him, but I'm just gonna say I think the Steelers had a little bit of a wake up call last week.
I agree with you.
And I think they've gotten. I'm gonna have to say, get your mind right. Yeah, I think they got their mind right, and I think I'm not saying that Steelers are gonna rip off like 7 or 8 wins in a row, but I think that this past week was a wake up, and they're going to get a W today.
Cuervo, you had your hand up. Go ahead.
Got a question for Sonny and Obi, the Jimmy lovers.
Oh, God.
He's not a. Wait a second. Obi never said he was a Jimmy lover.
I just said he was a winner.
He's just
well, that's showing love. That's showing love right there. All right.
Okay.
But look at the stats, dude.
Hey, I know. I think. Hold on. I think I know what his question's going to be. Give me a second. Grab my pen. Hold on.
If you go by his stats, Tony Romo's a Hall of Famer. He's on
I don't think you're going to.
Go ahead. I got it down. Go ahead. What's the question?
Don't I think I got far into it, Sonny. That's all I'm going to do.
Okay, what's the question?
70% winning percentage, but like Obi said, on a 49er and Patriot team, how'd that work out last week in Buffalo? How'd that work out? That's my question. How'd that work out last week?
It didn't go well, but guess what? That means he's due to win. 70%, he's probably due to win.
But did he win last week in Buffalo when he didn't have, that offensive line for the 49ers and George Kittle or Gronk in New England and Edelman and Bill Belichick to help hold his hand through the process and Kyle Shanahan,
I'm going to answer this question by saying.
How did he do last week?
I'm going to answer this question by saying, Jimmy G, I am not a Jimmy G lover. Even though you say that I am not. But I'm going to tell you right now, we talk about Jimmy G used to be on the 49ers, right? Had all those players around him. Had that offensive line. Mm-hmm. Now I am going to go out and say I am a Brock Purdy lover. Only because I know Brock Purdy, I know his family. Yeah, he's a winner, but look at the system. Good, my God, Deshaun Watson could go in there and win the effing game with those weapons.
Wait. You're not. Are you? Wait a minute. Wait. Okay.
No.
Are you trying to say quarterback to quarterback, Brock Purdy is more talented than Deshaun Watson?
No, I did not say that. I did not say that.
Okay.
Wait. Did you say he's better? Hold on. Did you say he's better?
Who, Brock Purdy better than Deshaun Watson?
Yeah.
Right now. I'll think about that one.
Okay.
Right now, okay. Giving that, how many games? This is week 3 or week 4? I can't remember.
It's week 3.
Week 3. Okay, Deshaun Watson and Brock Purdy through the first 2 weeks and today, Brock Purdy's better.
Okay.
All
right.
So, what I said was, what I was trying to clarify is if you put Deshaun Watson on the 49ers, he's a winner.
I agree.
He'd be killing it. Deshaun would be killing it in San Francisco.
Put Zach Wilson in the 49ers.
No.
Let's not go that far.
That's where the line is drawn. No.
That's it. All right, one more before we move on, and this one is for Bryce in Brooklyn because I don't know how much longer he has.
I got to head out after this.
Kenny or Jimmy?
Oh,
Kenny, right now, for your Pittsburgh state, Kenny or Jimmy?
Kenny.
I thought I'd try.
I'd rather go through the struggles of Kenny. I think I have a higher ceiling.
Okay.
Yes. No.
I'm just asking. I just want to see how much love that you have for Kenny. Deshaun or Kenny?
I'm gonna go with Cuervo on this one. I'm not stupid. I think we have the worst quarterback in the AFC North.
There you go. All right.
That doesn't mean he has not been good the first 2 weeks. He's missed too many throws. But it's not I told you I'm not going to make any sweeping judgments on Kenny until after week 9. I need to see more. But I'm not like some just homer. Like, we have the worst quarterback in the AFC North. I would take Deshaun because it's Deshaun Watson over him. I think Deshaun is playing his way back, and I don't think Deshaun has as much help as people act like he does. I think there's a lot of guys at that game. I think there's a lot of guys. This guy's getting open, but not consistently. I don't think there are anyone that D coordinators are like, I'm terrified of this guy, other than Chubb.
All right, Bryce in Brooklyn, before you go, we got Cleveland and Tennessee. I wanted to get your take before you got to get out since we got that guy over there.
You know what? No, and look, OB has always been a very reasonable Browns fan. When he did Facebook me what'd you think about the hit? And I didn't know what he was talking about because I didn't really, and then I started hearing the news on Twitter and all that, and I was like, oh, I hope he's not going down this rabbit hole. And he probably did for a little bit. But now that he's here, there's nothing dirty about that play. And I really hope that he doesn't strap in and go on a rant about dirty hits because that would be the most Brownsian thing to do. But the overall play, it was terrible to see that. I didn't want to see Nick Chubb hurt. The problem with Cleveland, I said before, is that offensively there is not enough playmaking. I don't know where it's coming from. I like Kareem Hunt. I think he's a good back. I think they now have 2 pretty good backs. But whenever Tennessee, who's probably going to stop the run a little better, whenever they decide, okay, we're just going to commit to this, and we're going to make you have to throw it 35, 40 times, are there enough playmakers to beat teams? And I just don't think there are. I think Tennessee, I think Derrick Henry in the run game is more impactful than the 2 that Cleveland have. So I'm going to go with the old AFC Central rival, but I'm going to go with Tennessee in this. I think they have enough to just pull it out in Cleveland, unless Deshaun goes nuclear, which he's going to have to, which could happen, but he's still playing his way into it. He could outplay Tannehill, absolutely, but I need to see it. I don't think it's going to be today. I'm going with Tennessee.
Oops. Go ahead, Opes.
Yeah. My heart says Cleveland.
Of course.
I just don't think Deshaun is there yet to be able to. I mean, God, that's a huge loss that we lost, Joe. Huge. And Kareem's going to need a couple of games to get back into the flow, even though he knows the offense. He knows the offense. I mean, that was a when Chubb went down, I said, somebody better be calling Kareem Hunt's agent right now.
Yeah.
And they did. They got him back. But I don't see it today. My heart says Cleveland, but my brain, because God, I really sucked last week on my picks. So
yeah, you did.
I'm gonna go with Tennessee Titans.
By the way, you did go bad. That was a bad week. And everybody has one. You got it early, so that's you got it out of the way. But you know what? I was almost going to go Cleveland. I really was. I almost picked your team, but Ryan Tannehill showed up. The Ryan Tannehill from a couple of years ago. Last week. So he skipped out last week. That was the Ryan Tannehill that they wanted all season last year. And I don't know if he's going to show up again today, but he's got the weapons. He's got Derrick Henry. If Henry's not running it, which by the way, he's not, he can get the ball to the wide receivers. That's the reason why I'm on Tennessee. Podfather, who do you got in this one?
I wouldn't be too worried about the Browns running game because they got a quarterback who can run. So I mean, he has no problem. He has no problem getting yards on his own. So I wouldn't be too worried about the running game of the Browns. I hate to keep asking this question, but where are they playing at today?
Cleveland.
They're in Cleveland.
Okay. And Cleveland. Okay. I mean, like you said, Ryan Tannehill came out last week. He's good for a couple games this season. They're never really they're never really back-to-back games, but they just,
right.
It'd be nice if I'm sure Tennessee would love it to be back-to-back games. But, once again, you got a very shaken team in Cleveland right now. They lost their star player, kind of what the Jets went through last week with losing Aaron Rodgers. And, Nick Chubb has been their positive identity for that team. So losing him is going to be a big killer. You bring in Kareem Hunt and say, here, we're going to hand the ball off, find the hole and run. We've done it before, do it again. But it's not going to be enough, and Tennessee's going to win.
Cuervo, 5 first downs via his legs. Deshaun Watson. Say what you want. We're only 2 weeks, but 5 first downs. Listen, and he's got that thing that can, if they only need 1 or 2, you can depend on him. If you don't have Kareem Hunt in the backfield, if you don't have Chubb, I think that, and that was, by the way, that stat alone almost had me pick the Cleveland Browns, but I'm going to stay with Tennessee. But what are your thoughts on the Browns and Tennessee before we lose old Bryce from Brooklyn?
Yeah, I'll make it quick because I know we got a lot more games to go through, and we only got about 45 minutes. So, your instant thought is Tennessee. And if you really take a look at it, these teams are very similar. They're ground and pound type teams, and then throw when they need to play solid defense, right? So it's almost a mirror of each other. What I would say is what I've seen so far is that Derrick Henry's not quite what he used to be. And Ryan Tannehill is starting to decline a little. For Cleveland, yeah, obviously losing Nick Chubb, that's a huge blow, man. I mean, but haven't they had to deal with this before? Haven't they gone through this before where they lose Nick Chubb and they, they continue to go out there and play with their identity of what they do, right? And so here they are again. They lose Nick Chubb again. They got Ford. They re-signed Kareem Hunt. And so with that all being said, yeah, your first instinct says Tennessee. But I'm going to go on the other side. I'm taking Obi's Cleveland Browns. Vegas likes Cleveland. Okay, Vegas likes the Browns. They're 3.5-point favorites. So that tells me something. That tells me something that we're not seeing. And so I trust that, and I'm going to go with the Browns.
You just made me change my pick. I went Cleveland. I just went and changed it. Cuervo's. I think there is, and then throw up on the fact that where are they going to be emotionally in this game without their superstar? They know who their superstar is. They know it's not Deshaun Watson.
They're going to go out there. They're going to win for Nick today. They're going to win for Nick.
I think I forgot the emotional portions of that, and I went back and I just meant I'm going Cleveland. I don't know, Obi, you want to change your pick?
I'm going to stick with Tennessee,
Okay.
but
all right,
I'm going to say this. I'm going to stick with Tennessee. My pick with Tennessee.
All right.
But I think that Cleveland's going to win and defense is going to win the game for them.
Well, they got one there. So, all right. So, that being said, that's where we are in that.
Later, Bryce. Next game.
Listen, I'm ready for next week already. Bears and Broncos.
Oh,
family fighting. Family fighting.
So if we see that little background on its side, you know they started fighting it up pretty good there. I'm looking forward to that one.
Sonny, he's going to be sleeping in a separate room all week.
What do they say? What do they say you don't do before a boxing match? I don't know. It's the same thing going on. I don't know. I'm just thinking, you know.
That's the way it is when it's Ohio State Michigan week.
That's it. Always fun.
Right. Always good. Glad we had you on for an extended amount of time. He is Bryce from Brooklyn. Love Bryce and Brooklyn. All right, so it's time to go. What's the word that we go when we got to go real quick? It's just
rapid fire. Rapid fire.
Thank you. Rapid fire. Here we go. Green Bay at home and the Saints. We're not seeing Derek Carr be the superstar that he's supposed to be. And then all of a sudden we get Jordan Love. Now, granted, the Green Bay Packers didn't win last week, but I like what I'm seeing so far in Jordan Love. So I'm going to drop it down to the Podfather on this one. Saints, Green Bay, what you got? What do you think?
I like Green Bay. I like Jordan Love. He's my starter in my fantasy league. So,
you poor thing.
I know. Well, I was between him or Justin Fields.
Oh, that was terrible. Crazy knucklehead is terrible.
Hey, you know what? He's getting me points, so that's all I care about.
There you go.
But you know what? I think he's building some confidence in the offense. Offense is believing in him. He's had years to sit there and get to know him too, so it ain't like he's a rookie. So you know, he has that going for him. I think the Saints are still trying to find their own identity.
Mm-hmm.
Derek Carr is still trying to figure out how to play in this league. I think
after 9 years, you would think he'd know how.
Well, I think the last couple of years getting beat up in Vegas or LA or where the hell they've been at, or Oakland, has really taken a toll on them. And you know, and the Saints aren't. I mean, the Saints aren't the Saints what they used to be. So, yeah, give me Green Bay.
Cuervo. I love what I've been seeing in Jordan Love. It's like our guys are passing as far as who's going up, who's going down, and I don't know. Derek Carr, after 2 weeks, not impressed per se. They're 1-1 though. They did get a victory. Green Bay also 1-1. This is going to be a bad week for one of those two football teams. What do you think? One of these teams are going to be 1-2 after the end of this one.
Yeah, you're right. Somebody's going to go to 1-2. The other one's going to go to 2-1. This one is tough because Green Bay's a 1-point favorite.
They didn't even get the 3 at home over in Lambeau.
Yeah, they're getting 1 point. So
1 point.
It's almost
they're a home dog. They're home.
No, I'm sorry. They're giving. So
okay.
1 point.
I was going to say
favorite. They're 1 point favorite at home. Look, it's open. It's home debut for them today. So I think that kind of plays into how this game's going to pan out. I'd like to see the Saints win, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I thought the home field there, OB, and I didn't even really dive too deep into this one. I just went home. Both quarterbacks about the same. I take the home team. What do you got?
It's a home opener for Green Bay. The Lambeau idiots are going to be out in force. It's going to be crazy atmosphere.
Everybody's going to be at the stadium. Everything else is closed, I think. Even Walmart, I think, closes up there. I don't know.
So it's a Green Bay win today.
Bunch of weirdos.
So that was interesting. So Green Bay up on top of it. Where that now? Interesting game that's going on as well. The Jets, without obviously their superstar, and God, this is one of those other. Let's find the couch potato quarter. But I think I've decided I am officially done in trusting Bill Belichick and Mac Jones. I think I'm done, but Zach Wilson, I don't trust. I'm on the pay. Let me just see, make sure of my pick here on this one. Yes, I'm going New England just because the Jets don't have that. But man, Cuervo, give me a reason to pick. Give me a reason to pick the Jets besides Sauce Gardner.
A miracle has happened, and Aaron Rodgers' Achilles is fully healed, and he's going to play today.
Wow, hey, that miracle grow bullshit that he takes, he's going to be in there today. Okay, gotcha.
So, in other words, no shot.
No shot.
Patriots, and that's why I picked up their defense for this week in fantasy. I'm starting the Patriot defense today.
I like that move, by the way. I like that move for this matchup only, though, Cuervo. For this matchup
historically,
only.
they destroy Zach Wilson. I'll tell you that.
Absolutely. And guess
they pick that kid apart, man. It's bad. So,
Obi, what are you looking at in this one?
So, even though I don't like this guy, Bill Belichick, what is he known for? For his defenses. Yeah. He finds the guy, and he shuts him down. And so, who is the guy for the Jets? Trying to figure out Garrett Wilson. So if it's Garrett Wilson, he's going to shut Garrett Wilson down, and Zach Wilson is not going to be able to do it. So it's the Patriots today.
Podfather, who you got in this one?
If the Jets have any chance, and I mean any chance, their defense has got to shut down Mac Jones. And they have a pretty solid defense. I mean, regardless of what happened last week, the Jets have got a very solid defense. Offense, not so much. But unfortunately, that's kind of where the game's going to be lost because their offense can't move the ball, and that's going to, against the Patriots defense, it's going to be an issue. So, give me the Patriots.
Okay, I can't believe I'm about ready to say what I'm going to say because there's a game that I hate every week. The Seattle Seahawks are at home. No, the Seattle Seahawks take on the Panthers. That's the next game because I don't know how much longer I got with Trey. By the way, Trey, you got a second or do we need to go?
I'm parked in the parking lot, so go ahead and go.
Okay, good. All right, so Panthers and Seattle Seahawks. I can't believe this is one game where I was on Seattle, and I'm ready to hear the reason why I'm right, Cuervo. What these teams suck. I just want the home team more so. I cannot. Hey, we all know who the quarterback is for the Seattle Seahawks. And I don't like them at all. But I right now Carolina is just they got a lot of players, but no
You get the great Andy Dalton this week. Come on now.
God, this is just a bad game, Cuervo. Who you got? I just took the home team. I cannot believe I did
it. Former Dallas Cowboy Gray. Come on now.
Yeah. And Bears great. Andy Dalton.
I can't.
And Bears. And Bears.
And Bengals great. Let's just go down the list.
All right, Cuervo, who do you got in this one?
Great. No, but Seattle. I mean, Andy Dalton really hasn't gotten a lot of reps with the first team. Hasn't really played this year, so yeah. Seahawks.
I'm going to be mad if they lose this football game, Obi. I'm going to, I have a green screen. It's a good thing I take it down because I just tear the green screen down after this one if the Panthers beat them because of who's at quarterback. So are you going to take the stretch? Are you going to go? Obviously, no quarterback. The quarterback's not going to be playing this week for them. Who's that guy?
Right.
Who's the guy that plays? Huh? Yeah, Bryce Young. He's not playing, right? My understanding. Yep. And listen, if he was playing, I'd pick him. I'd pick Carolina, but no Bryce Young. I'm on them. What do you think?
I'm on Seattle.
Yeah, you're on Seattle.
Tough said. No Bryce Young. Forget it.
No Bryce. Yeah. And listen, and Bryce Young's not a great quarterback. I just think, who knows? All right, so that takes us to the quash game. I mean, the quash game of the. I don't know.
Man. I'll say. I don't get a pick.
I thought you did pick.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Podfather. I got you.
I mean, I have a lot to say about this game now. Come on.
Yeah. God. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, go ahead. My apologies. My bad there. I thought I went to you first. My bad. Go ahead. My bad.
I sense a little sarcasm, but go ahead, Trey.
Of course. Because it's all there. No, give me the Seahawks.
Oh.
Great take, my father. Good job, man.
I am sorry. I am sorry. Now the quash game, I'm doing that for the Podfather, is your Chicago. Man, I'm feeling bad. I'm feeling bad for your team.
Here we go.
And I'm not even gonna bash them. I'm not even gonna bash them. It's just a bad week.
Get it over with. You know you want to. You are drooling just to bash the Bears. Just do
not gonna back. I'm just gonna say they're not gonna win today. That's all I'm gonna say. I feel bad because this, listen, I picked them to win the damn division, so I'm damn mad about the whole damn thing. So I should be bashing them, but man, this is just bad. I don't know. And not only that, they had insult to injury. They're on the freaking road.
Arrowhead.
Well, I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter if they're in Chicago or Kansas City.
Right.
So I just got a ESPN notification, guys. And
did you?
Oh.
Yeah. What we thought was going on is confirmed what was going on.
What was going on?
As far as why defensive coordinator Alan Williams resigned.
Gotcha.
It was confirmed that there was inappropriate activity, is how they worded it.
Oh God,
that was found. So, with that being said, yeah. Well, you know what though? Sometimes it's a blessing in disguise, guys, because when you get somebody like that away from the team and the facility and the franchise, it's kind of like a sigh of relief, right? You get this weirdo out of here, and now we can move forward and execute with our game plan or whatever. So
yes,
I just don't know. He's never going to coach again. He'll never coach again. I could tell you that.
At least not in the NFL.
Hey, by the way, just really quick. Rumors out there, Lovie Smith is being talked to about bringing back the defensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears after this move. That's some of the rumors that I heard earlier this week. Are you liking that idea, or do you even think Lovie says, it's okay?
I'm not liking it, Sonny. I'm not liking it. I'm loving it because Lovie, he brought some of the more recent success to Chicago, and right. I think he would thrive as a DC because they already run a 4-3 like he runs. So
right,
he could just
me and Lovey are about the same right now, man.
Yeah, we can't tell you all apart.
Be great. He'd be great.
I think he'd do great. I think he would do good as a DC back in Chicago.
Do you think he'd take it? Do you think if it was offered, do you think he'd take it?
I would hope so, but I don't know. I don't know if he would take it or not.
How bitter do you think he is? Because let's be honest, the Bears have not been. They have not been the same. They were 10-6 when they fired him, right? They were 10-6 when they fired him, and they have not been the same since Lovie Smith has been on that football team.
Same ownership too, right?
Huh?
Yeah.
Same ownership too, right?
For 50 years.
Okay, so there you go.
Caskies, Hal's family. Yeah, same ownership. What was your question, Sonny? I missed it.
I was saying, do you think he would take the job? I mean, I do. I don't know if I've heard anything about Lovey having bad feelings about the Chicago Bears and his exit out of Chicago.
I don't know. I don't remember if there were any hard, because he got fired after going 10-6.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 10-6, and they haven't been the same since.
No, they have not been the same since. And I don't know. I mean, did he gift wrap the Chicago Bears the number 1 pick at the end of last season? Yes. Obviously conspiracies are allowed. He did it for the Bears. He went out there and he won the game. I don't know. I think more he was just like, screw it. They're going to fire me anyways. They're going to go find somebody else. So he's just like, whatever. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do what I got to do. So, yeah, I don't know. Do I think he would take the job? I guess it just depends on, has he been waiting for a call or not? If he's just kind of comfortable not coaching at this moment, then he may not take the job. He may be waiting for another head coaching opportunity at the end of the season. Or if Brandon Staley gets fired in season, maybe he'll go take the Chargers job. I don't know. But
interesting.
But no, I think the Chargers are going to they're going to hire an offensive guy, whether it's moving Kellen Moore up or somebody else. But I would hope he would take the job back in Chicago. Maybe they can kind of, patch up whatever hard feelings there were after him, getting fired in Chicago. But I think it'd be a great thing for the organization. I mean, even the guys of the past would fully endorse it. And I think they would feel as an organization, they'd feel a lot better about their defense than where they are right now.
And listen, sometimes a good PR person will do good for your football team. Listen, I don't think anybody really in reality has anything bad to say about Lovie Smith. So that's where it's at. Just because they fired him doesn't mean they don't love him. And I think there's the mad love there for Lovie Smith. I mean, he did, even though they didn't win that Super Bowl, he did take him to a Super Bowl. So you can just go where that's at.
And the Bear fan in me, I'd welcome Lovey back in a heartbeat as a fan. In a heartbeat.
Agree. All right, so we're going to switch it. We're going to go to the Cowboys in Arizona. I don't know how much homework you did. I did it again. I know. I just did it on purpose. Who do you got in this, Trey? I'm just messing with you.
I got to bow out for a few minutes, guys. I'm taking the Cowboys.
All right. We'll see you right back. Go ahead. I was playing with you, Podfather. But that being said, I don't know what you might think about. I mean, is there any reason why you would take the Bears today in Kansas City?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I expected the one-word answer. I will say one thing. If they're looking for an offensive coach to lead this team, Jason Garrett's available.
Jason Garrett is available. You're absolutely right if you want to lose.
Well, they're already doing that now.
Listen. You are not being serious, right? You are not being serious.
Well, I'm being serious to the point where he wasn't a losing coach as far as regular season. He just couldn't win in the playoffs. And, of course, that's every Cowboy coach since Barry Switzer.
Well, he's been in such demand for the last 5 years.
I know, right? Exactly. No. Look, it would be funny to see. It'd be funny to see Lovie Smith come back and pull like a Dave Campo move and just be the defensive coordinator on a team that fired him. But then again, Dave Campbell was fired for being 5-11 3 years in a row. So
and let's be honest, Campo just went ahead and lived off of what was already there. He wasn't a coaching genius.
Fair. That's fair.
So, if we're being honest, keeping it real.
Yeah, okay. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. They're in Kansas City. Clearly, the Chiefs are I mean, they had a rough week 1, but they bounced back last week. So,
and plus, they're just going to get better too.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's a good team it's a good team to find your groove again with, and I think that's what they're going to do.
So I agree. Listen, I would love to see a fight in the Bears today. I just don't know if we're going to get it, especially with all the extra news and extra.
Well, clearly the Bears didn't listen to Cuervo's inspirational speech here in week 1, so they're not going to listen to him bail out when they say, "Yeah."
They found out I picked them to win the division. They decided to suck. So that's kind of where it goes. All right. So that being said, the Dallas Cowboys are taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Okay. This is the trap game of the week. Let me just say, I'm not picking the Arizona Cardinals. Okay. But this is the kind of game that if the Dallas Cowboys think they're just going to walk in there, even though it's in Arizona, and just wipe the floor with these guys. Listen, Dobbs played really good for 3 quarters last week. Played really good. Okay. And the Arizona Cardinals were, if they had any defense, could have won that football game last week when they had no business winning it. I love Josh Dobbs. I don't like the Cardinals. I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to win. But I'm telling you right now, Podfather, this is a trap game. If they don't show up to play, they could lose this game.
I remember back when I was growing up, we had season tickets to the Cowboy games, me and my dad. And we would go see him play. And, of course, we had the St. Louis Cardinals back in the day.
Yes.
As they would come to, and my dad would always say, "I'm always worried about this team because they may not beat you, but they'll beat you up."
Yes.
And you don't come out the same way you did going in. The hell's that noise? But
it's Obi side for some reason.
Okay. Having said that, yeah, Dobbs looked great against the Giants defense. That looked like shit during week 1, and they had to find their groove in that game to pull that one out. They haven't taken on Dallas' defense. Think of it this way: Dallas had the ball last week, 83 plays, 42 minutes. You think that can't happen again? I mean, Dallas's defense now they are hurt with Diggs being out.
That defense is still good without him. I'll even admit that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, look, he is a great shutdown corner when he's not being blown off the ball or whatever, or the guy. Well, remember one thing last year, he stopped Jefferson out of Minnesota for less than 50 yards.
And Chase, what's his nose out of Cincinnati?
Yeah. So
Jamar Chase.
So now we're going to rely on Bland, who was actually a pretty serviceable player last year, to pick up the pieces with him. And Gilmore's still on the other side. Gilmore is still a player. And
it just does show that was a good pickup for him too.
Yeah, it was. The identity of Dallas right now is defense. That's the identity of the team. And you know what? I'm fine with that because it doesn't always have to be the quarterback. It doesn't always have to be the running back. But Dallas's defense is putting this team back on the map. The Doomsday defense moniker they had back in the 70s, now and whatever else, is coming back. And you know what? Good for them. Good for Micah, who may not be the next LT, but he's the first Micah Parsons. I'll take that.
Yeah. He's a stud.
And he is. And think this way. It took him 2 seconds to get to Zach Wilson. 2 seconds to get back there. That's not a lifetime, folks.
Nope.
That is getting the ball and looking straight, and there he is. That's all it is. Not having a chance to do any of your reads.
Oh shit moment that you really don't want to have.
Right. And here's the thing. If they do the same thing to Dobbs that they did to Wilson last week, get in his head, get in his face mask, make him understand this is going to be a long day, then the turnover is going to happen.
Yeah.
Regardless of who's back there. turnovers will happen. They keep the quarterback. I mean, the touchdown they had where Malik Hooker got burned, that was just I mean, he was guarded. He just broke away.
Yeah.
So, 70 points to 10 points. That's a dominant defense right there. Offensively, I think they're still trying to find their groove. I still think they are. I like the three-headed monster with the running backs. The running back by committee, is it the best way to do it? Probably not, but you know what? Everybody's getting their touch. Even Turbin's getting his little feels with it.
You're right about that.
As much as I love CeeDee Lamb, I still don't think he's the number one receiver. He's a solid number two. But when I think number one receiver, I think big, tall guy, right? I think the guy who is your T.O. or your Michael Irvin or your Jerry Rice or whoever, the guy that stands out. And CeeDee Lamb, he's starting to stand out as a solid number two. They got a couple number twos there. What the hell are they doing with Gallup? Gallup hasn't done shit for over a year because of the injury and everything else. And you got DeAndre Hopkins in Arizona saying, I want to come play for Dallas. I'll take less money. I'll do whatever I got to do. You got Stephon Diggs up in Buffalo who wants to come down here. So,
he becomes a step up number two in reality if they have either one of those guys on this football team in reality.
Right.
I agree with you 100%.
It's a nice problem to have.
Yeah.
Tight end wise, both their tight ends scored last week. Short yardage, they still got red zone problems. I don't care. 5 field goals is still 5 field goals. It's not touchdowns. But it's the Cardinals.
20 points that are not on the board that need to be there.
Right. So, anyway, having said that, Cowboys are going to win. I'm too scared to say blowout because it is the Cardinals, and the Cardinals did beat them last time.
Agree.
But it was
agree.
But it was with Kyler Murray, so it's a little different of a beast there.
This is going to be a watch the damn game thing for Dallas today. Oh, Randy Galloway says watch the damn game, and it's going to be interesting.
Right. So I think I say Dallas wins, and that's not me being a fan. That's just me being a realist.
And good coverage. Obi, what do you think? I mean, you get down there and you get down and listen to the worst sports talk radio city in the country, and you have the Cardinals. God, you got a double whammy on your ass.
Yeah, it wasn't nice. It wasn't nice this week with the sports media here, and
no,
I'm just gonna say, well, I didn't get my pick with the Bears Chiefs, so I'll just go ahead and say Chiefs easy. And
I'm sorry. I thought it was understood.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, I feel honored now that you did the podcast.
That's right. Hey, all right, there we go.
So,
you have to know how to rope them in like that. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You have to sit and go.
I had a rough day since we started this today.
Yeah. So I'm just going to make it easy. Cowboys defense 14, Cardinals offense 7. It's going to be a blowout city. And after this game, the Arizona sports media talk show people are going to be wanting to have the head coach out of here. Probably the new general manager out of here. Who knows? I mean, they're just unrealistic. And I got to tell you a real quick story. My nephew, I love him to death, but he is a Kyler Murray fan to the death of him. And it's like, dude, Kyler Murray is a quitter. He quit on that team in 2021 in the playoffs. I said, you cannot tell me anything else. And at that point, that's when he lost that locker room.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. I agree with you 100%. I don't want him
on this team. I'm not a Cardinals fan, but I think the Cardinals should just let him go. If that's what the Cardinals are doing.
You're not a Cardinal fan. You Lions. I've known you for years.
Don't call me a Lions sack of shit.
You are Arizona Cardinal fan because they're there. You're a homer to the team. I know you are. I've listened to you. I know you. Now you don't have love like you.
You just
have
want to change your
with the
promo. That's all
Cleveland
it is.
Browns. Hey, not as much as the Cleveland Browns, but you had some love for the Arizona Cardinals. I know so. So did I. I mean, I did. Hey, but all you got to do is say Buddy Ryan. That's all you got to say. Attitude's everything. Remember our name of our bowling team? Attitude is everything. Came from one Buddy Ryan. Telling you right now, I remember that day. So,
I got to get going, gentlemen. We'll talk to you later.
Hasta luego. Good to see you, my friend. And join us anytime. And we'll catch you next week. And that takes us to Philly and Tampa Bay. This one's an interesting game. You know, this one, I can't even make this sound good. This game sound good. I don't know. I'm all over the Eagles. I mean, is there any reason to pick Tampa Bay today?
I'm not going to short Baker Mayfield and what he's doing out there, but once again, the Eagles are the Eagles, and you know, I think they're going to overpower them. So
this is the kind of game that they lose, right? I mean, when you think about it with Baker Mayfield,
well,
I mean,
you know, the thing is, they don't lose because of quarterback; they lose because of the mistakes that they make, though, the turnovers and the missed opportunities and everything else, and field goals as opposed to touchdowns, that kind of thing. Tampa Bay can sneak up and bite you, and you know they have kind of that. They have kind of that that Atlanta Falcons feeling, you know, that whole, you know, we're not protected to do anything, but watch us.
Right.
And that's a scary thing because you don't know what you got. Baker's getting comfortable. That's a first for him in the NFL, you know. And when he got comfortable at OU, he dominated. So, you know, he hasn't had that kind of positive reinforcement in the football team in a long time. So see him kind of find himself a little bit with this, with, you know, Brady's old team. I mean, I think this is a good thing for him. Once again, it's still the Eagles, still the NFC champs. Until you know, until you beat them, it's hard to beat them, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that we saw Baker Mayfield throw for 317 yards and a touchdown and a good quarterback rating, but it was the Chicago Bears, for God's sake. So, you know, it's one of those things. You know, it's whether or not we're going to see a Baker Mayfield play that game, or it's a quality football team in his face. I just that Eagles defense is going to be dominate them, I think.
I'll put it this way: it's a good game to have on the tube. If you want to sit back and get some sleep on a Sunday.
Yeah, and that's a Monday night football game.
That's a Monday night game. Oh, the hell with that! Then I'll be
two, and that's one of the ones that are on Monday. Hate it, can't stand it.
Why are they doing? Why are they doing 2 games on Monday?
I don't know.
That's not special then. Who gives a shit?
I see, and that's what I was thinking. God, me and you are actually agreeing on something. I don't get it. I mean, you got 2 Monday night football games. It makes zero sense to me why that has happened at Cuervo. Why all of a sudden this is something that's a big thing. I mean, I agree with Podfather. We don't get the opportunity to see a special game in reality. Maybe they're just thinking their Monday night football games are going to be so damn bad. We gotta have 2.
Well, but the thing is, that's also why they get the Thursday night game on Amazon, which you have to pay $14.99 a month to get. So good luck with that.
No, I use Amazon, so so Cuervo, so rapid fire on some of the games. Obviously, you're not, even though you're a Bear fan. I know you're not going with your Chicago Bears. Dallas and Arizona. What's your take on it?
Au contraire.
Listen. Cuervo, I'm gonna just say that
the man bleeds Bears. Okay.
If you pick your Chicago Bears,
breathe, sleep, shit, Chicago Bears football. No, I'm taking the Bears to cover the 12 and a half
cover.
points that
Okay.
they're dogging. Yeah.
You had me worried there. You had me worried. Okay, good.
Hey, I would take the Bears. I would take the Bears if Cocaine Bear was playing.
Jesus, here we go. Cocaine Bear.
Look,
Here we go.
12 and a half.
All right.
Listen, guys. I think it's the start of something new in Chicago.
Okay.
I think that Justin Fields, call it what you want, he called his offensive coordinator out in front of the press,
he did.
and it was the right thing to do. Because
I think you're right.
There needs to be a leadership accountability. There needs to be leadership accountability, and it starts with the quarterback saying, "Hey, I need some more help, guys. You guys aren't. This isn't working for me. Is anybody listening?" And so he felt that he had to take it to the media, and that's exactly what he did. Now, with that being said, Podfather, this is for you, my friend.
Yes, sir.
I highly, highly recommend that you start Justin Fields because I think he's going to go.
I've already traded him. I've already dropped him.
The way he wants to go. You dropped him?
I dropped him for Baker Mayfield.
Sonny, drop him. Drop him from the show right now, please. Drop him. He needs to go. He needs to go.
I can't do that. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Right here.
Spend the money on the
man right here. I'm telling you, he's going to have himself a day. And I'm not saying the Bears are going to win, but I'm telling you, he's going to the Fields that we saw last year. All right, and I don't care if they win or lose, but the Fields that we saw last year, running around the field making plays, that's what you're going to see today, guys. I'm telling you.
Josh Dobbs, Arizona Cardinals. I was impressed. They should have won that game. Obviously, no defense for the Arizona Cardinals and everything. Then he couldn't score when he needed to. But I was impressed with Josh Dobbs. I know you got some love for him being a Tennessee Vol fan. That having been said, Dallas, Arizona, do you have any love for Josh Dobbs enough to get the win against Dallas today? I think you would probably pick him if it wasn't Dallas and it was someone like maybe, the Indianapolis Colts or something like that. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah.
Hey, Sonny,
I've always got.
Sonny, you should watch the show. He already picked the Cowboys.
Huh?
You should watch the show. He already picked the Cowboys for you.
But we're talking about we're talking about the game now. So yeah.
Yeah, before I jumped off, I said I'm taking Dallas, and I'll be back. So I like that. I love Dobbs. I got love for Dobbs. I want him to do well, but I think Dallas wins this game. I mean,
yeah, I agree.
This defense is the best that I've seen in a while.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Dallas' defense.
Indianapolis and Baltimore, because we got like 3 minutes.
Ravens.
I'm going Baltimore.
Ravens.
Just more than the fact that there's nothing in Indianapolis to talk about. Go ahead, Podfather.
Ravens.
So what about you, Cuervo?
Ravens.
Okay, I think we got them all then. Except Monday Night Football, the real one. LA and the Bengals. Listen, the quarterback, I don't know who's going to start. I mean, listen, I'm going on record, and I got to find out. I'm actually going to take the Rams if Joe Burrow does not start. I'll wait until the end of that. If Joe Burrow doesn't start, I'm taking the Rams. But if Joe Burrow plays, I'm taking Bengals. Who you got, Cuervo?
I'm kind of the same, Sonny. I mean, it all depends on the status of Burrow. If he's all good to go, then Bengals. If he's still kind of shaky and not quite at 100% or at least 90%, then I might take the Rams. I might.
Yeah. Podfather, you got any love for
By the way,
Rams?
I like the doubleheader. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, for me personally, with or without him, that Bengals team ain't the same. And if he's hurt, he needs to sit his ass down and heal up. I know he was probably forced by the ownership. Hey, we just signed this really big deal. We need to get out there on opening night and just play through the injury. But a calf injury is something, but especially with a quarterback, you can't do that. And so with him, he's a detriment. Without him, he's a detriment. So that's why I'm going to go with the Rams.
Got it. All right, so we got it. We ran all through them. I think I didn't miss it. Oh, Eagles, Cuervo. Eagles. They're taking on Tampa Bay. Who you got in that one?
Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles. Yeah.
Hey,
I'd love to see that. Oh, Jaguars in Houston. We can cover them. I'm on Jags.
Jaguars.
Gotcha. Go ahead, Pop.
Hey, are the Giants playing?
They they got their asses handed to them Thursday night.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, you missed that, but you were on the 49ers show.
I was too busy doing a podcast of my own. I'm sorry.
There you go.
By the way, you can catch every Thursday night by Offshoots TV and also the Dallas Cowboy Tailgate talk show we do at 6 p.m. on we have a YouTube page and it's also on the Podfather channel.
Hey, Cuervo, is the writing on the walls for Daniel Jones after he signs that big contract? You know, boy, oh boy, I don't know. What do you think about Daniel Jones?
I don't know. I don't know, Sonny. It's bad, and I want to apologize to myself and Obi if he goes back and he listens to this. Until the 49ers have their bye week, I will not bench Brock Purdy again. That's all I'm going to say. And especially
I was
not exactly.
You were not necessarily right.
Yeah, because those are my two QBs, Daniel Jones and Brock Purdy. I will not bench Purdy again.
Probably not a good idea.
He's on his bye week where he's hurt.
All right. So, guys, that takes us up to the top. Hanson's on TV now, right?
Should be, yeah. I'm about to change it right now.
Yeah, better change the channel. Good luck to your Bears. I hope they don't get demolished. I hope they do show up. That'd be kind of cool. Just to let you know, that'd be kind of cool.
We're going to lose, but they'll show up.
Yeah. So that being said, lots of good stuff. That's going to do it for us here on the Couch Potato Sports Show as we cover them all here. And join us next week at 9 to noon. We take you up right up to kickoff. That's going to do it for us. Hope everybody has a great week. Podfather, we'll see you Thursday. I got you in my ear on Thursday. I didn't catch your early show. I didn't catch Cowboy yet, but I got your other one. So, by the way, good stuff on that one too. What's that guy's name? The wrestler with the beard?
He's not a wrestler, but his name is Collins.
Huh?
His name is Collins.
Okay.
He goes by Collins. His real name is Jason Collins.
Got it. All right, cool. I like him, by the way, just so that you.
He's cool.
All right, cool. All right. That's going to do it for us, everybody. We're out of here, and I'm going to play the video that says 12 to 3, but it's 9 to 12. I haven't switched it yet. We're out of here. Bye-bye.